The September schedule has begun as we take a gander upon Tiger Field. It's game day inside Broken Arrow Memorial Stadium. Welcome, everyone. You are watching Tiger football live on ArrowVision. I'm Luke Hamilton, joined alongside, as always, by Broken Arrow freshman head coach Maurice Wallace in the booth, as well as sideline veteran Madison Dildine, who we will hear from later on in our broadcast. As I always love to say, happy game day here today,
yes,
without a doubt. It is the best way to spend a Friday night, and we get to do so in a highly anticipated matchup.
Oh, this is going to be a fun ball game, Luke. I can't wait for it. We got the powerhouse from Arkansas and Fayetteville, and us here in Oklahoma, the Broken Arrow Tigers. It's going to be a great game tonight, brother.
As we mentioned, tonight's matchup between Broken Arrow and Fayetteville, well, it's well anticipated for a big reason without any controversy with that. Last week, the Tigers proved, especially in the second half, they are no slouch. And Fayetteville, well, they showed no signs of slowing down after a 13-0 7A state championship season in Arkansas, winning over Cabot 48-13 to begin 1-0 and pushing the program's win streak to what is now 14 games. The last time they lost was at the end of that 2022 season. It was a 37-0 loss. I think there was a lot of motivation with the program to come back in with a different mindset. They did so, and this is no easy task for the Tigers tonight.
Well, it's no easy task, but this is also a different Fayetteville team. They have a different offensive coordinator. Offense looks a little bit different, but it's still the same team that won the 7A state championship over there. So we'll see what they have, and I know we're gonna bring it tonight ourselves.
An impressive second half for Broken Arrow. Let's go ahead and recap what we saw just 1 week ago against Springdale Harbor. Of course, Harbor got off to the start that they wanted, a 6-0 beginning. It was, of course, Titus Kramer on that 6-yard run. There's a little bit of feeling out there, but you never like to give up the first points to start a ball game at home.
Oh, no, you don't. You don't ever want to. But I could tell last week, and I told you this off air last week also, they needed to settle down. We needed to settle down. We've never been in a situation like that. And once we settled down, we came back in the second half, and we took care of business.
The nice thing about that game in response was Octavian Roberson,
yes,
not just on the ground but through the air. A 42-yard touchdown reception to tie the game up and eventually give that 7-6 lead back to Broken Arrow. This guy's an impact player. Just a sophomore, like to get him hot early, and he did.
Yes, I mean, he's going to give you mismatches. And last week against Harbor, they took that mismatch against that outside linebacker with the wheel route, and we were scoring points, and he did it on the ground also.
The first quarter scoring, it ended with Kramer again. His night was spectacular against these Tigers. He's just a dynamic player. We mentioned it on air and off air. I think any high school in the Oklahoma-Tulsa area would take a guy like Kramer without a doubt, but he made it a 13-7 game, and all of a sudden I think everybody's thinking, how do we stop this guy for Springdale Harbor? The adjustments started to be made, and they did so.
Well, yes, and it was tackling, like I said also. You know, they were running our now screens, and we're getting the ball to him real quick, but Holly went in there and just told the guys to settle down, just tackle. And we did a great job of tackling in the second half.
Roberson picks up another touchdown. It is the night of the running backs all of a sudden in the first half for sure. It was a fun one to watch to start the second quarter. 14-13, but then in response, Harbor, it's Kramer again all night long, at least in the first half, at a 21-14 scoreline. It was all about stopping the backfield.
It was all about stopping the backfield. And he had a hat trick in the first half, correct?
Right.
So, I mean, when you have a kid like that, and he's putting holes in your defense, you have to do something to make adjustments. And like I said, the adjustments were made. We just had to settle down. And the hat trick is a hat trick, but we did have our turnovers. We did have our turnovers. So, and in this defense, we're going to bend but not break, and we're going to create turnovers.
That was something that was highlighted. We'll get to that as well. 5 turnovers forced by this defense in game number 1. Just down the road in Oklahoma City, the Norman area, the Oklahoma Sooners went ahead and one-upped us with 6 turnovers for their defense against Temple. Fair enough for them. The Sooners do what the Sooners do. But the Broken Arrow Tigers doing what they do, that was the message at halftime. Calm the game down a bit, just get back to what we do best, something that you mentioned on air and something that we saw fruition of, I think, in the second half.
Oh, yes. I mean, it's all about us taking care of ourselves first. And any championship program in the state of Oklahoma, you have to take care of yourself first. You can't worry about what's across the field. You can't worry about the team in the other locker room. If you take care of yourself first, you'll win a lot of ball games in this state.
Well, Octavian Roberson would add another for himself. So the first 6 touchdowns coming from 2 individuals, 3 on either side. And Roberson's proving that this is going to be a long tenure for him that's going to be successful, keeping him healthy, but also feeding him the football. That's a priority for Blankenship and his team.
Well, and it's amazing that the kid's only a sophomore. I mean, he's grown up. He really has. I mean, but he did have a couple. He had a fumble in last week also. But he's a mismatch nightmare for other teams. He's very versatile. You can split him out in the slot. You can put him at the wideout, put him in the backfield. Heck, even returns kicks. I mean, he's the Swiss Army knife of this offense.
Keeping things with variety as well, though, you have to look at a player like Tayshawn Jones-Wade. He gets on the score sheet. All of a sudden now this team's rolling. Back-to-back scores for the first time from anybody in the game in that second half, and he's on the board. Wide receiver depth. I think it's understated the responsibility that Tayshawn Jones-Wade has on his shoulders and how he's been able to handle it.
Oh, yeah, you speak about wide receiver depth. You got the senior Keaton Johnson, you got Tayshawn Wade-Jones. You also have Zane Matthews, who's also the sensational sophomore that we always talk about. You got Garcia also, and leading that also it's going to be DJ, Deshaun Jordan. So we have a plethora of wide receivers, and we can explode anytime we want to.
Well, I like that Roberson went ahead and added a fourth touchdown on the night. But on top of that, I do look at the depth at the running back position. Castillo also gets into the end zone. And Castillo, very shy of 100 yards. You almost have two players that if you share yards with them, you got two 100-yard players in the backfield.
Exactly. He's the thunder. He's the thunder of lightning and thunder. And he's going to be that guy that gives Octavian that spell, but he's going to beat you up. And like I told you last week, you don't want to hit that kid in the fourth quarter, and he proved that last week.
Looking now at the defense, very much so a microscope on them on how they can respond from week one's success. I think that kind of success, of course, you don't want to front load all your turnovers in the season, but you're not going to find it maybe as easy against a Fayetteville team that is a quarterback machine.
Yes. And Fayetteville, they've seen this defense. They've seen it from Shiloh. They've seen it from other schools. Even the team that they played last week, there was a little formation that they came in, they call line, that Holly Dust ran there also, that they seen last week. So don't be surprised if they come out a little bit more prepared. But Holly has that chaos. I mean, he's going to make them chaotic back there, and he's going to do what he has to do.
On the flip side of things, of course, opportunity for the offensive line for Broken Arrow to make a statement today as well. Fayetteville very deep on defense. They've got a heavy front for sure. One of those leaders is going to be Ricky Fernandez in this game, as we had a chance to talk to him earlier this week.
Oh, yeah, see, he's the senior that everybody wants to lead, that wants to follow. He's a big-time leader. But I also think, and this is the key right here, Tristan Silva has to make sure that he keeps that big old zero tech, right, that nose guard right off of Jeremiah, off of Octavian, off of the backfield.
Speaking of senior leaders like Ricky Fernandez, of course, Madison caught up with him in our 100-yard segment. We'll send it to 100 yards with Madison, and coming out of the break, of course, we'll also break some things down about this game in particular as we visited our favorite place, the Big Biscuit. We'll be back here on ArrowVision. You're watching Tiger football. We'll send it to 100 yards with Madison.
You get an audience.
I know, right?
Not everybody gets an audience. Not even Coach Blank gets an audience.
There we got the beeps going.
3, 2, 1.
Hey Tiger football fans, I'm Madison Dildine, joined alongside senior offensive lineman Ricky Fernandez, and we're here outside of Tiger Memorial Stadium, but also the new location of Tiger Threads, which is open up until kickoff on game days. We're getting ready to go 100 yards. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Ricky, before we talk football stuff, you were able to choose last week's teacher of the game. So talk to me about Mrs. Lewis and why you chose her.
Yeah, Miss Lewis, she teaches AP Lang, and she's such a great teacher. I mean, I have no words. She got me through my junior year, which many consider the hardest year. And, her support throughout the whole year allowed me to get a 4 on the AP Lang exam. So without her, I wouldn't be who I am.
Coach Blankenship has talked a lot previously about the offensive line, the talent, and the growth he's seen since this spring. What have you liked out of your group so far? Man,
these guys are, tall, physical, strong. I can't describe how proud I am of these guys. They're just going out and getting ready to hit somebody every single day.
Which coach has impacted you the most?
Easily Coach Pruitt. He's somebody who, when I come out here and just, come to football, he's like my dad here. I wouldn't be the man I am today without him.
What's the best piece of advice he's given you?
There's always going to be adversity, right, in life. You're never going to go through life without adversity. And without that, I wouldn't be able to face the challenges I have today without it.
How does it feel knowing this is your final season to rep the black and gold?
It's great. I'm not going to lie, it's great. Going out here for 3 seasons now, being able to put on that jersey and that uniform is a blessing. And, being able to go out with this group of kids, this group of players, showing out one final time, it's a great feeling.
Let's do some rapid fire questions.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your favorite holiday?
Oh, Christmas.
Favorite season?
Fall.
Favorite candy?
High chews.
Okay.
Yeah.
What color I chew?
Oh, grape easily.
Okay, last but not least, what's your favorite TV show?
Oh, gotta go SpongeBob.
Classic.
SpongeBob.
That was 100 yards with senior lineman Ricky Fernandez. He and the Tigers host Fayetteville tonight here at Memorial Stadium. Kickoff is set for 7 on ArrowVision. And also Tiger Threads, which won it. No, that was so good. What do I need to say? Also Tiger Threads.
Which is open on game days
Until
till
kickoff.
Just say that.
Okay. Hey Tiger fans, I'm Madison Dildine with ArrowVision, and we're standing outside of the Big Biscuit Broken Arrow located at Lynn Lane and the Broken Arrow Expressway to bring you this week's edition of the Big Biscuit Blitz, where the ArrowVision crew breaks down tonight's game in 60 seconds. Let's check it out.
Hey Tiger fans, welcome into this edition of the Big Biscuit Blitz, where we break down this week's matchup against Fayetteville. Coach Mo, what does this team have to do on both sides of the ball to get the job done?
As a team, what we have to do is win the turnover battle. Offensively, stay ahead of the chains, average 4 to 6 yards per play on offense, on first down. Defensively, fly around, have fun, create chaos. Don't let the offense get into the groove, and win the turnover battle also on defense.
Should be a fun one here on ArrowVision. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff coming up against Fayetteville. This has been another edition of the Big Biscuit Blitz. Coach Mo, let's dig into this.
Dig in. Let's go.
A 7 o'clock kickoff. We continue to gear up for that with you here live on ArrowVision. We thank you for joining us here. Like we said, a 7 o'clock kickoff. It's going to happen before we know it. Having watched this team last year, Coach Mo, now to begin this season down at half, and the response that we saw from this team, what is different already about this group?
We've grown up. That's the big difference. They're a lot mature now. We know how to handle adversity. We've been talking about that since Blankenship came on board. The big difference also is Jeremiah. I don't think a lot of people understand how much of a leader he is in that locker room. So having a quarterback like him that's a potential 2-year starter here, it allows you to settle your feet in and understand that, hey, the program's on this man's back.
When you score 42 points in a game, you certainly highlight the offense. We will get to them, but this defense was tremendous, pitching a shutout in the second half, including 5 turnovers forced. Let's go over those turnovers. An interception by Colby Crosby.
Yeah.
On top of that, Jason Johnson had a pick.
Yes.
Don Fryer, Dagan McCleskey, as well as a fumble recovery by Nathan Martin. 5 different players throughout the night picking up those turnovers. That's the variety you need and confidence throughout your lineup. And boy, if you can get some of those early against a team like Fayetteville, it's going to go a long way.
Well, and it's spread out. It's like on offense, you want to spread the ball out on offense and make sure everybody is successful. This defense is like an offense. Like you said, Jason Johnson gets a pick. He forces a fumble also. Colby Crosby does what he does. And the thing about Jason Johnson is, I mean, we're looking at a kid that was a backup in the summertime, now worked his way into the lineup. And I'm proud of him because I had the kid whenever he was a freshman also. But like I said, it's an offensive field with the defense by spreading the ball out, getting turnovers.
Now, this offense didn't see the reality they might have hoped for in the first half, but what a difference time in the locker room can make. A 21-14 deficit turned into a 28-point second half and a 42-21 win.
Well, we got explosive. We settled in. we ran the football the way we were supposed to run the football. And we took advantage of, like I said, the mismatch with Octavian and our outside linebacker. And Blank is real good about that. Him, Prue, and Graham, they're real good about identifying the mismatches and exploiting them when they need to exploit it.
Chance to now look at what we're going to see at the table here today. The starting lineup on the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball. Let's send you to the starting lineups here tonight against Fayetteville at Tiger Stadium.
Tiger fans, it's time for your starting lineup, brought to you by First National Bank of Broken Arrow. And now for your defensive starters. At defensive tackle, number 56, Gabriel Manning. At nose guard, number 50, Josie Sanders. At defensive tackle, number 85, John Broll. At linebacker, number 36, Nathan Martin. At linebacker, number 12, Cole Lamont. At linebacker, number 7, Dagan McCluskey. At nickel, number 16, Tyreek Taylor. At free safety, number 14, Colby Crosby. At free safety, number 4, Jason Johnson. At cornerback, number 23, Messiah Owens. At cornerback, number 20, Don Fryer.
Put your hands up, party people, put your hands up, hands up,
On offense, at left tackle, number 55, Caden Moody. At left guard, number 53, Carter Archer. At center, number 65, Tristan Silva. At right guard, number 77, Ricardo Fernandez. At right tackle, number 71, Jared Brashears. At tight end, number 82, Ezekiel Wilson. At wide receiver, number 19, Tayshawn Jones-Wade. At wide receiver, number 13, Keaton Johnson. At wide receiver, number 18, Zane Matthews. At running back, number 0, Octavian Roberson. And at quarterback, number 1, Jeremiah Satimba. At kicker, number 42, Nick Irvine.
Just finishing up a beautiful rendition of our national anthem as you rejoin us here on ArrowVision. Starting lineups, anybody that pops off the page to you, Coach Mo, here tonight that is not just going to be an impact player tonight, but we asked Coach Blankenship who he thinks is going to be maybe that guy. He knows that he's got all year long. I think some guys pop off the page week 1, and you know you've got a guy forever.
Oh, yes. I mean, I like to see what Messiah's going to do tonight. Also, how is Jason Johnson going to bounce back after the performance he had last week. But all in all, I think it's a whole team effort. I'm all about team. Together, everyone achieves more. So I'm looking to see how these guys are going to respond after a big win last week.
Yeah, it was a big win last week for this program. Of course, Fayetteville, it was business as usual for them. 14 straight wins as a program. You come into the Tulsa metro area, it's not going to be an easy task for sure. I think Fayetteville, you look on their side of things, they need games like this just like anybody else.
Oh, yeah, you need games like this. And this is what, like you said, this is what September's about. It's a non-district game. You want to see how you fare up against some of the best, not only in the state, but in the nation. So traveling across the border to play one of the top dogs over here in 6A football, it's a big deal.
The Bulldogs, of course, are 7A in the Northwest Arkansas area. Of course, Broken Arrow being 6A here in the Tulsa area, it's just a wide net of talent that is now being utilized all across the nation with recruiting now.
Oh, yes. I mean, I don't think a lot of people understand, hey, Northeastern Oklahoma can play some football, especially in the Tulsa area, so come and get these boys.
It is easily one of the best places to find college football players. Of course, you go just south of us, the state of Texas, everybody knows. It's just like the state of California, all the rest along with it as we are getting ready for coin toss and officially picking our sides here as we are about to get rolling for a 7 o'clock kickoff time, a little under 10 minutes away from getting this one started. All in all, as we'll send it down to Madison for coin toss.
We'll talk to you all game long, all right? We'll have a good time, all right? Sportsmanship's the key. Got to have good sportsmanship. Help us out. We'll have some fun out here, okay? Yes, sir. So we've already done the coin toss. You guys, they won, they deferred. You're going to receive down here, okay? So you guys put your backs there. You guys put your backs to me.
All right, so there's your decisions being made. Fayetteville will receive, going right to left here to start today. As we're about 7 minutes away from kickoff today. To our right, of course, though, the entrance, walking across that street, through the tunnel, of course, everybody, whether you're a sophomore, you're a junior, you're a senior, it's a moment that you don't forget. And well, sometimes you're looking at the schedule as a Tiger and you're saying, man, we're already 2 home games gone after tonight.
Oh, yeah, and walking through that, making that Tiger walk right there, Luke, I'm going to tell you, only a few select kids get to make that walk, and that's a special walk, and I don't think a lot of people understand what it's about. And also, I want to talk about how blank shows confidence in the defense and deferring. I mean,
right.
That's huge to me. That's showing confidence in your defense. Let's go out there and get after it.
It means a lot. We'll set the stage one last time for you before we get to kickoff here on ArrowVision.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
It's an important score. Everyone is anxious to know. That's why our TTCU app can help you improve your credit score. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. We're also proud to be team orthopedist for FC Tulsa. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Uh-oh, can't find your debit card? Don't worry, because with TTCU, you're always in control of your card. Just lock and unlock it from your phone. Card controls from TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
I got your back! I got your back! I got your back!
The jungle, where the Tigers call home, known for their strength, power, and size. Born to hunt, born to protect, born to conquer. Ruler of their territory, a predator, untamable, the alpha.
The Tigers have ran out of their cage, and they take the scene here tonight on Tiger Field inside Broken Arrow Memorial Stadium. We thank you for joining us here on this edition of Tiger Football. Myself, Luke Hamilton, alongside me, Mo Wallace, and down on the sideline, Madison Dildine. You almost certainly find, in hindsight, that's why they call it 2020,
yes,
differences in games. What sticks out early, at least before we get this one rolling?
Slowing Fayetteville down. I think we come out here, don't let Fayetteville get in the groove, make them play behind the chains. You slow them down. I think we got a big time shot tonight.
Special teams very special for this Broken Arrow team last week. Of course, they'll find themselves kicking off the start. You talked about it, the confidence that is being provided to this team from their head coach. This defense has a chance to make a statement and stand number one.
Oh yes, and I mean, I'm a defensive guy, as you know, Luke. I mean, when the head coach says defer, that just shows you, like, hey, go out there and get after it, and let's take care of business tonight, and let's send these boys home packing.
We turn our attention to the Bulldogs. No hangover from last season's championship at the 7A level, a 48-13 win over Cabot, setting the stage for their second road game of the season, already starting off 1-0.
Already starting off 1-0, and that was a big-time win for them last week. That was a 3.5-hour drive, and like I said last week about Harbor, you don't want to make a trip just to lose. So they showed what they could do, but I think they're going to open up the offense a little bit more this week. So we'll see what they have here.
Of course, in all black here tonight with the gold trim, gold logo on the helmet. Your Broken Arrow Tigers. Fayetteville, of course, all white uniforms, purple helmets with the beautiful F on those chromes. Weather beautiful here today. Should be in the high 70s by the time we are well within the first quarter today. This defense getting set. Keys on the defensive side, of course, are going to be players like Cole Lamont. He's the leader of that group, and you saw some guys that really stuck out in the secondary as well last week.
Oh, yes. Like I said, Jason Johnson, Kobe Crosby, Don Fryer had a pick right there in the northeastern part of the end zone. So I'm a secondary guy, so I'm always going to keep an eye on those guys. But even the big-time hit by Jason Johnson, the confidence that you have in a free safety like that to come downhill and put the face mask on the football, the confidence is just out the roof with that kid right now.
The Jungle Squad ready as well, one of the best in the state, if not the nation. The student section prides themselves on organization. Sometimes hard to get out of high school students, but you get it here with the Jungle Squad, to say the least. Broken Arrow, it's Nick Irvine to get set to kick this one away. Fayetteville two-man deep to get us started. Katavian Taylor back deep to receive. Taylor will field this one just inside the end zone, and of course our whistle blown. It'll be a touchback, and we'll get things started with this Fayetteville offense. 12 minutes on the clock, and here we go.
I think I'd like to see how Fayetteville's going to adapt to the high school rules over here in Oklahoma. I mean, obviously he received that kick. It looked like he wanted to get out the gate, but obviously here in Oklahoma, you know, if that ball crossed that goal line, it's automatic touchback.
You never say no to 5 turnovers from your defense in one game, but you also hope you haven't front-loaded this kind of success. The first series upon us to see how this Tiger defense can stand against the Bulldogs. It's Garrett Odom, the new quarterback here for Fayetteville, and a run here up the middle has a ton of space and a massive hole created for the running back Christian Battles, who will get the majority of the carries here today on the tackle for Broken Arrow here tonight.
And we're already looking at Fayetteville has already changed their offense a little bit more condensed right here.
Handoff again to Battles, and he's brought down in the backfield. A response by Cole Lamont, needing that leadership from him. A punch in the mouth and a punch right back.
All night long, Cole Lamont needs to be a player tonight. I mean, he's the leader of the defense, so hopefully Cole can continue to do that all night long.
Garrett Odom, of course, son of current UNLV head coach Bob Odom. Good hit there, delivered on a run to the right side.
Nice little jet sweep by Fayetteville right there, trying to get Broken Arrow on the perimeter right there.
.56 on the clock if you've just joined us here. taking the snap. Looking out wide on this screen pass on 3rd down, and 4th is coming up near midfield. Broken Arrow, like we said, punched in the mouth on the first play from scrimmage, but a fantastic response, potentially 3 and out from there. Staying on the field, no. This offense will finally make the decision, along with their coaching staff, to come off, and the punting unit is on.
That was a great tackle by Messiah right there. That's a play that we've seen quite a bit on film. Big shout out to both ROs. We was watching film the other day. It's another play that we've seen that we're ready for.
Tremendous play to start that next set of downs by Coleman. Of course, he led this team in tackles a week ago, stepped up big time and displayed the kind of leadership needed out of him from not only his head coach Josh Blankenship, but defensive coordinator Clarence Hawley as well.
Oh, man, I mean, I don't think people understand how important this kid is to our program. He's battled injuries, he's battled adversity a long time, so I'm proud of him.
Well, first opportunity to see the offense here coming up. Of course, I want to make sure that Jeremiah Satemba is highlighted without a doubt for what is going to be his 2nd game under center for this team as a starter.
His biggest game to date.
It will be without a doubt. Jeremiah Satemba, he's in the shotgun. Option off to his right. A lot of motion here on the top side. So we do get a whistle here before we can even get rolling. What do we have? No flag. Might have been just a clock issue here.
Looks like we have equipment. That's something that the OSSA has really cracked down on.
An equipment issue here finally solved and figured out. Satemba takes the snap. He'll hand off to Roberson, 1st down. Roberson will handle this one for a handful of yards, but brought down immediately.
I mean, you got to neutralize this defensive line. It's a big defensive line. I think we're trying to fill them out right now, so we'll see how our bigs can handle their oversized defensive line.
The second first look of the year at this Tiger offense. Expectations will rise as the temperatures continue to fall in 2024. The more the schedule dwindles, the more this offense will need to bring to the table. A 2nd down and incomplete pass here sets up 3rd. And what is the challenge?
Well, the challenge is going to be this. I mean, we have to keep the ball moving. We have to stay ahead of the chains. Like I said, on the blitz, anywhere from 4 to 6 yards on 1st down, stay ahead of the chains to keep that offense off the field.
3rd down and 8. Deep in their own territory here, just past the 25 at about the 26-yard line. The ball will sit 27 officially where they've credited him.
Looks like Fayetteville might send somebody linebacker in. Looks like
Satemba will drop back, has to get rid of it quickly. A catch made near the sticks. Did he manage it? Might be enough for the 1st down.
Well, I mean, you got Fayetteville sending pressure right there. Hit Jeremiah right in the mouth. So as long as he's able to stay in the pocket and be confident, that'll be all night long right there.
Tayshawn Jones-Wade with the catch. Not enough can be said about this guy and the way he is handled, being relied upon the way he has. 106 receiving yards in the opener, including a touchdown for Tayshawn Jones-Wade 1 week ago. Ball is snapped. Satemba will reverse this one. Looks to be Matthews Boudreau picking up at least 11 on that reverse.
Looks like we got a flag on the play. Look, great play call by the staff right there, getting Zane into the game, trying to get him on the outside to get him some looks.
St. Matthews Boudreau taking that on the reverse, but as you mentioned, we did have a flag on the play, so this is going to be brought back on the offense. So a hold and 10 yards back sets up 1st and 20 now. Well, a few plays in on the night for this offense. Let's take a look at some of the names who are expected to make large impacts again. Junior quarterback Jeremiah Satemba, 21 for 30, good for 70% with 292 yards through the air alongside 3 passing touchdowns in his starter debut at the varsity level. What an impressive night, and he's got to go do it again.
And we might have to rely on that again tonight.
Satemba takes the snap, will quickly go short pass here out in the flat along the left side, breaking a tackle down the sideline a bit, and a decent pickup on what was necessary in a 1st and 20 to help out on 2nd down.
And that's a great athletic play right there by Zane Matthews Boudreau. Getting the ball, nice block out there by our wideouts, get him some yards, get his 2nd down and manageable.
Handoff up the middle. It looks to be Roberson who stopped up after a gain of a small amount. So it's going to be 3rd and most likely manageable here for a wide variety of options to go for the offense. Octavian Roberson number 0 in black and gold, led the charge in the ground game last week. 121 rushing yards with 2 scores on the ground, averaging 6.3 yards per carry, all while helping, of course, in the passing game, recording 72 yards and a couple touchdowns there. Satemba will now have to get rid of this one. Picked off over the middle. Mistake made by Satemba on 3rd down, and an interception picked up here by Dax Horton.
And one of my keys is going to be the turnover battle. Whoever wins the turnover battle will probably come out of the night with the victory. Just not a play I like to see Satemba make right there.
A strong stand first time round defensively. They've got a task ahead of them. We'll send it down to Madison with the defense.
Yeah, guys, Coach Hawley was saying, hey, way to set the tone out there on that first time out. He said, continue to talk to each other. We're going to be a spark and change this ball game. Luke.
Changing the ball game, they'll need to do so. Nobody's scored any points so far early in this one, but threatening, nearing now all of a sudden the red zone is Fayetteville. 1st and 10. Brought down behind the line, well behind the line, and a beautiful play made right out of the gate by Broken Arrow's defense. The second time they've taken the running back down in deep territory. Mason Silver.
Big play by Mason Silver, chasing the rock right there, and I'm proud of him on that one.
Garrett Odom dropping back, had a fantastic week 1 for himself through the air. Finds his man for the first time on this drive along the left sideline. 3rd down now, and quite a bit to go.
Messiah's going to be busy tonight, so I think they're going to try to attack Messiah because he is a young kid on this defense, but I think he's up for the challenge.
Taking this snap, Odom wants to run it himself. He'll chop his feet up. Garrett Odom gets the first down and maybe some more. Ball comes loose. Does Broken Arrow have the football? They do! A flag on the play. We'll see who it's on. Broken Arrow has the football, and is it the 6th turnover of the season for this defense? It would be the 2nd fumble recovery. Holding on the offense, and the Tigers have the ball back.
And that's what we want right there. Turnovers, bend but don't break. And Holly's on pace to try to get this turnover record in Broken Arrow, and that's what he talked about all summer.
Incredible defensive effort after the turnover by Satemba and the offense, and they get the ball right back. Well, that's how you scratch each other's back.
No, that's how you scratch each other's back. I mean, defense has to take care of offense. If you can't be successful on offense, I've always told our defense, go out there, give me the ball back, please.
Jeremiah Satemba, after throwing the interception, his first of the year, will drop back, and the confidence from his coaching staff to get rid of it again. The junior throws, has his man down the right sideline. Beautiful post route that led out a little bit long enough to make the play.
I love the patience by Jeremiah as he waited for that route to develop by Zane, as he came all the way across the field from the top of the formation. As you look right here in this replay, waited for Zane. Zane with a nice little gain right there after the catch.
All of a sudden, Zane Matthews-Boudreau picking up a ton of catches early on in the ball game, getting his usage for sure. Handoff here up the middle to Roberson, finds a hole for a moment, breaks a tackle, but can't get past the 2nd.
And you know, Luke, and I'm glad you said that about Zane, because Zane is definitely that sensational sophomore right there. But as long as we get him the football, that'll open up things for Keaton and Tayshawn.
Little bit of early movement here. We'll see if it's a false start. It looks to be so this offense will march backwards a little bit. Something that this team did not get into trouble with last week, which was nice to see in week 1, was the penalties. I don't think that there was a massive amount of those for a team that typically at the high school level is going to find their way in a big moment like that in week 1 to commit a lot of those.
Well, and that's the thing about it. You think the team coming out of the gate will have a lot of penalties, but right now I think the nerves of the game is a hyped environment right now, so hopefully our guys can settle down and get back into it.
Satemba has 3 options on his left, 1 towards the boundary on the right side.
Fayetteville's very active right now. Nice little shift right there by their lineman.
Dropping back, Satemba has to roll out of the pocket. Will he take off himself? He will pass the 30, 35-yard line. He'll stamper on out, setting up what is 3rd and very manageable if he didn't already pick up the first down.
And that's what you're going to see out of Satemba right there. Jeremiah, just looking what he has downfield. Couldn't see anything, but he knows he has the legs to get that first down. Looks like it's going to be 3rd down still.
I think in his mind he was thinking I probably could have stampered ahead for
yes.
5 more yards.
Oh, yeah.
playing it a bit safe again. I think as his career evolves, he's going to recognize he can move a little bit better than he thinks he can.
He thinks he can. I mean, and we talked about that last week, Luke. I mean, the kid has to understand his legs is a weapon.
Satemba takes a snap. He'll take off this time, and he's brought down. Reading that play beautifully, the defense, that being Brody Jones, his second tackle on this series so far for Fayetteville.
And one thing you'll see about Fayetteville, they will send pressure into the boundary to try to confuse you a little bit, but Broken Arrow, they'll make their adjustments to pick that up.
So the punting unit coming on out. Nick Irvine has been doing the punting and kicking duties throughout the offseason and to begin the season.
The myth, the legend.
Getting set to send this one away. He does so. It'll bounce and roll perfectly. A great bounce. Mathis Brady. What a punt there by Nick Irvine.
Great job by Nick. That's, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. Also have a little bit of a win to help you out there, but hey, he pinned him deep, and I'm gonna tell you right now, expect Holly to bring major pressure right here in this next series.
No doubt. We'll look down at the field here. Our TTCU teacher of the game. Of course, everybody turning their attention to the video board for that. Kara Donathan of Centennial Middle School. Of course, an enrichment teacher and JV Tyget coach as well. Nice to see that here in week number 2. Ricky Fernandez got to pick, of course, Brenda Lewis as the teacher of the game last week. We get to honor Kara Donathan here this week at a Centennial Middle School. The network, of course, in the Broken Arrow area, I'm new. I've had an opportunity to be at a lot of these schools, but boy, there's a school around every corner that's making an impact on so many kids. I think people forget that Broken Arrow itself, the market size without Tulsa is massive.
It's massive. It is. It's massive. I mean, you got Broken Arrow. That's the big dogs when it comes to the metro area here in Tulsa. But big shout out to our teachers here in Broken Arrow. I mean, we have some of the best in the state. And obviously, even like I tell our coaches, I mean, we're teachers first. So big shout out to our teachers here in the district.
The Senior Athletic Leadership Council was asked to nominate a teacher, and Kara Donathan is the selected member of that exclusive club. So thanks to her. Fayetteville will start this drive after a 66-yard punt by Nick Irvine on their own half-yard line.
Looks like Coach Hall's going to play it safe, bring a 5.
Garrett Odom hands this one off. Christian battles a strong, confident run up the middle. Will set up second and very short.
And I like that play by Fayetteville. I mean, you've seen the pressure come from the middle right there, and Fayetteville just went right at it. And sometimes you have to do that whenever you get a blitzing team like us.
So they'll have some breathing room now on second down and 1 yard to go. Cole Lamont will be patient here, waiting to see who makes the decision, and it is Garrett Odom to carry it up the middle, having a good start to his day. Of course, Garrett Odom, Fayetteville's weapon at quarterback in 2024, stands before us right now, certainly not allowing last year's team to overshadow what he can do. He had 3 touchdowns, 369 yards through the air. He was also good for 62.5% in the completion department, as we have an injury timeout. But Garrett Odom, of course, he aided towards those 48 points in week 1. His father, Barry Odom, former SEC coach with Missouri and currently now with UNLV, already has his son Garrett committed to playing for him at UNLV, along with fellow senior Bulldog linebacker Parker Meese. So going to play for your dad, there's already pressure in high school.
Well, and I'm going to tell you right now, he's trying to make everybody forget about that sensational quarterback that's now at Minnesota right now. And he's so far so good, doing a good job as Jason Johnson. Looks like he has a little injury coming off the field.
Jason Johnson looks to be getting up and getting to the sideline. So glad to see getting to the sideline here right now.
And Luke, we'll see how that impacts our secondary as Jason Johnson's been getting a lot of the first-team reps. So we'll see who looks like he's walking off. So we'll see what BA has when it comes to replacing him in the secondary. Looks like they went with Colby Crosby to replace him at the middle safety.
Jason Johnson already looking like he's feeling a bit better now that he's walked it off a bit here. Screen pass, skipping this pass. It will be incomplete. Of course, this team, talking a little bit with the local media with Fayetteville, they are going to rely a little bit more on screens than maybe the deep ball with a guy like of course, who they had last year, Drake Lindsey. This guy could throw a 40 or 50-yard bomb like it was nothing.
Oh, yes, and I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, throwing them now screens, you want to get your athletes in space, and they feel they can do that against this defense.
It is 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Battles is in motion along the right side. Garrett Odom steps up, might try to move with his feet, does so, and he's wrapped up and brought down immediately by a swarm of black jerseys. Tremendous job of keeping the pocket secure.
Yes.
Cole Lamont leading the tackle charge.
That was a great job by our defensive line and our linebacker to sit there and control the lanes to contain the quarterback as he tried to juke his way through that, and we're doing a great job of containing the rush lanes.
3rd down and 10 yards to go for the reigning state champions at the 7A level in Arkansas, the Fayetteville Bulldogs, against the Broken Arrow Tigers here tonight. Snapping this one, Odom has to drop back looking for an option for 10 yards. Does he have it? Throwing on the run, has his man, but it's going to be short of where they need. On the catch there was Katavian Taylor. It's going to be 4th down and well too deep in their own territory to risk it. They'll punt away.
And I think we're doing a great job of getting their quarterback to get off their launch point, getting him out of the pocket, rushing his throws a little bit as we see the punt team from Fayetteville come onto the field.
3 stops so far for this defense in a row to open up our ball game.
And that's huge to have 3 stops right there. As we got the ball loose.
Ball is loose in the end zone and kicked out of the back of the end zone. Smart play, but of course the sacrifice, you have to make it. And Broken Arrow's going to be on the board. An awkward score, but we've got one, finally, other than
safety.
zeros.
Hey, I'll take a safety right there. Hey, and that might be a little bit of the pressure coming from not only the student section from the back, but you're under pressure on a Friday night in an environment that you're not used to.
Well, a snap. That is the kind of error that is rare out of a state championship team. If you can get those from that team early in the ball game, it's going to help you. We talked about how the first half of the ball game for Broken Arrow last week, if they repeated that this week, it wouldn't be a 21-14 deficit at half. It might be a 35-7 deficit at half against a team like Fayetteville. So they've managed well not to have mistakes of their own, and Fayetteville breaks the ice with that.
Yeah, they break the ice, and once again, you got to take advantage of the mistake. So as we get the free kick right here, I can see Blank possibly going to the barn right here within the first three plays of this series.
Well, it's 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. As we will look to switch our pitching at some point. 2-0. I don't think I've ever seen it. Seen some interesting games without a doubt. Of course, my background coming from indoor football, broadcasting those games. There's a 2-point option, a 1-point option, a 4-point option, and a 6-point option.
Wow.
There's all kinds of ways to score, and I've seen some crazy ones, but I don't think I've seen a 2-0 game in my time in the booth.
Oh, man, that is great. I love that, Luke.
Kickoff will be from the 15-yard line due to that safety. Tayshawn Jones-Wade and Octavian Roberson, a powerhouse duo, back to return. Where will it go towards? It'll go towards Tayshawn Jones-Wade. It looks like returning this one already up past midfield. There he goes down the sideline, and he's wrapped up around the 30-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle at the last moment by Dax Horton.
I think that's Zane Matthews-Boudreau on that return.
Zane
right
Matthews-Boudreau on the return, rather. And nice to see him get out to some space. Highlight as far as the offensive side of the game goes for Broken Arrow. I know they only have 2 points, and that didn't come from their offense, but Matthews has been the guy right now.
He's been the guy right now. Like I said, and I'll say it again, he's a sensational sophomore that's going to open it up for this wide receiver unit as they come out here to try to put some points on the board. Expect Blank to take a shot right here as he got the ball at the 29-yard line.
Jeremiah Satemba and his offense in the plus territory at the 29-yard line. Hand off to Roberson. He's got some space up the middle. Roberson shuffling his shoulders and picking up at least 11 yards on the opening carry. It's 1st and 10 again.
And right now, this is what I said in our pregame. You got to lean on the bigs. I think if we wear them down, I don't think they have the depth to compete with us if we continue to run the ball and wear them down throughout this game.
He averaged just over 6 yards a carry, Roberson, last week against the Harbor Wildcats on Tiger Field.
Looks like their defensive tackle and their zero tech, look like they're taking a little rest right now, but I can expect them to look a little gassed right now.
Satemba will see motion here at the line, taking the snap, dropping back. A little bit of miscommunication here, just throws this one away. Smart play by the junior quarterback there, and what seemed to be a little bit of an issue. We'll send it down to Madison. She's got the O-line here, as it's going to be an important role here on this drive.
Yeah, guys, Coach Pruitt was saying, hey, listen, they're soft up front. If we keep leaning on them, we stay on them, we're good. I like what we're doing. Luke.
Well, you like to hear that from your coaching staff, especially early in the game. There's not a ton of fatigue. Maybe you feel like you can grab some control very early in this ball game.
And the run game is where it's at with Octavian and company.
Hand off to Roberson again. He's able to drive up the middle, utilizing those A-gaps here right now for sure. You pointed out the nose guard for Fayetteville. You want to talk about a counter game, a power game, utilizing the A-gap? Well, if you have a great nose guard, good luck. You got to get the ball to the outside.
Well, and you can also neutralize him. I know that he's head up over Tristan Silver right now, but Pruitt and company and Coach Broyles, they do a great job of scheming, and I expect them to take care of him tonight.
Typically in that three-man front set, the nose guard, he takes both gaps.
Yes.
Well, if you can help him out a bit or utilize the outside, we'll see if Fayetteville can adjust as all of a sudden Broken Arrow finding a way to get a groove offensively. Motion here from Zane Matthews-Boudreau. Handoff up the middle to Roberson, and there's the gap filled by the Bulldogs, and they drive Roberson back.
And you don't want to get him going, because once you get his motor going, I promise you it's going to be a long night. But as we see the field goal unit coming in right here, looks like we're going to try to make this a 5-0 game. Hopefully we hit this field goal attempt by Nick.
Nick Irvine trying to make it a 5-0 game here in the bottom of our first. Irvine will be kicking this one from the 24-yard line. It'll be a 34-yard field goal attempt. Ball is snapped. Irvine, his kick is up. And it is wide right. So Irvine cannot help make this a 5-0 game. It stays a 2-0 game in what is about as close as you can get in the game of football to a shutout for both sides here right now. 2:32 left in our first.
Well, Luke, and you got to take advantage of situations. I know last week Nick also missed one around this area also. We just got to do a better job of taking advantage of that situation and getting points on the board.
The kicking game is so important at every level, especially the high school level. If you can find an edge in that game, it typically makes maybe a bigger impact than at the professional level and the college level.
Exactly, and special teams is a third of the game, and I'll tell you right now, we put a big emphasis on special teams in this program.
Getting the ball back is Fayetteville after their failed attempt at a punt. Ball popped out and went into the end zone and resulted in a safety to make it 2-0. First down here on the screen from Garrett Odom is incomplete, so second down and 10 now.
I like the delayed pressure right there. Looked like that was Nathan Martin on the delayed pressure rush. The quarterback started right there.
Garrett Odom has so many weapons around him for development. Of course, he had an opportunity to watch Drake Lindsay and on film. The quarterback for this Bulldogs team last year. That one dropped, setting up third down and 10. Last season's perfect season had a lot to do with now Golden Gopher Drake Lindsay. Committed to play D1 at Minnesota. 2023 QB Drake Lindsay had a monster season, almost 4,000 yards through the air, 39-16. He had 52 touchdowns in just his tenure there at the end of the day. He was a 3-star recruit for Minnesota. I guess he might get into the game this weekend, of course, if everything goes well against Rhode Island for Minnesota. I would hope that things would go well for Minnesota against Rhode Island. But if that's the case, these Fayetteville Bulldog fans that have started to fill out the stands here today are going to get to see a former quarterback get some D1 time, hopefully.
Oh yeah, and I hope that for that kid up there. Now I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I'm gonna watch it myself, but like I said, the offensive coordinator I had last year is a big reason why he put up those numbers. I mean, they were around each other for 2-3 years, so hopefully he can repeat that up there in Minnesota.
Might have had a false start here on Fayetteville. That seems to be the case. You mentioned the offensive coordinator from last year, Jay Wilkinson. Of course, he was with Broken Arrow in 2018 for that state championship.
Yes.
And boy, he makes an impact wherever he goes.
Oh, he makes a big-time impact, and I respect the man, and I know he's somewhere over there across the river, so we might see him sometime in November, December.
Third down and 15 yards. A ton of time for Garrett Odom to maybe make a play. Has to travel around. Throw over the middle is caught. Enough time to eventually find Jason Delamar for his reception. Easily the best receiver for this Bulldogs team is Delamar.
And looks like he did a great job of buying time. Looks like we had great coverage, but buying time allows your receivers to get open, and sometimes coverages do break down.
Well, the man, Jason Delamar, that just made that catch, he's committed to playing at Arkansas. but he's going to play for their baseball program. The kid can absolutely play on the diamond. You want to talk about one of the most dominant programs in the last decade in baseball? It's the University of Arkansas.
University of Arkansas. I mean, one of my assistant coaches, Coach Murdoch, is a big-time Arkansas Razorbacks fan, and they got a big game this weekend against the Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Well, he's going to love this kid come springtime, maybe in the future for sure. Handoff here, right side. Garrett Odom rather keeps it up the middle. He's going to set up third down and maybe 2 at most to go. Nearing midfield, of course. We're approaching a minute and a half left in our first quarter.
I like to see what Coach Holly has dialed up right here. Look like he's going to bring some pressure from the top.
Odom takes this high snap. There is a whistle before the snap, however. Do we have a timeout, or was there an issue equipment-wise? It looks like a mouthpiece issue potentially for what is Jason De La Mont.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Fayetteville has to understand this is Oklahoma football, and that's a big emphasis. You got to go out for a play. That mouthpiece is a big emphasis this year, and that's what the referee called. So you have to go out for one play.
Now with the expansion cross borders, for sure, kids are going to have to make adjustments that they're not used to.
And coaching staffs as well.
Handoff to Battles. He is wrapped up but not brought down until he gets to the sticks. First down. Great job of shedding a tackle. That's the heaviness of a running back like Battles that's going to help him out get those yards.
And he's very talented kid. He's going to be another kid that if it gets to the situation in the fourth quarter, it's going to be tough to tackle him also.
Odom in the shotgun. He's got an option in the backfield with him. Here's a screen pass. Open field tackle attempt is broken away from. On the catch and run is Katavian Taylor, picking up at least 3.
I like what I see here by our defense. Looks like Arkansas or Fayetteville is trying to get that little now screen quick game going. And look at us flying to the football. That's what we preach all the time, is flying to the football. Great gang tackle right there, guys.
Ty Mattingly on the catch, rather, as he's the inside slot receiver at the top of your screen. Odom looks to go to his left, but has to tuck and run. Odom is brought down. Should be third and about 4 yards to go. Just 29 seconds left in the quarter.
It looks like we're taking away his first read. If you take away his first read, he's not going to get to his second read because of the pressure coming to him. So that's a great job by our defense getting him off his spot.
As we mentioned, Garrett Odom committed to playing for his father at UNLV, the former SEC Missouri head coach. Now the head coach of the Rebels out in Las Vegas. 5 seconds. That looks like it's going to take us to the end of our first quarter. It is a 2-0 game at the end of one. Hey, we'll take it. It's not scoreless, but hey, it's a lead for Broken Arrow as we'll stay here on the broadcast for just a moment. Our Folds of Honor, sponsored by Quick Trip, our hometown hero, coming up on the field. Excited for that. Of course, always do not want to miss an opportunity to honor those who have served in our military in any capacity, and an opportunity to make sure that we recognize we get to do things like this for a lot of different reasons that maybe we don't think about on a daily basis.
Oh, yes, and I'd like to give a shout out to Melinda Silva and Dax Gray, who are veterans of our military at Broken Arrow Freshman Academy.
Officer Todd Hansen, he's proudly served the Broken Arrow community for over 14 years. Of course, he's joined tonight by his wife, Whitney, a dedicated educator at Oliver Middle School, as well as their 3 children. And of course, Dr. Dustin Smith out there alongside. There's our flyover,
awesome.
A beautiful one here tonight.
That's awesome.
As well. Officer Hansen joined the Tulsa Police Department in 2011 and quickly distinguished himself as a patrol officer. Certainly helping out this community in a big way, Officer Todd Hansen. As everybody gives him a round of applause. Transition to the Air Support Unit in 2018, where he has continued to excel up until today. Another awesome flyover here. We get a flyover every week in this building. At least that's what I'm used to here my first year. Boy, what a special night.
And hopefully that was Greg on that one with that awesome shot right there.
Yeah, I think that was our director, Greg Spencer. Of course, a big shout out to him. A big help for all of us in making everything happen when it comes to ArrowVision at the end of the day. Fayetteville, they've got the football. They've got it in a 3rd and 5 situation here on the right hash.
Money down.
Going left to right now here for those that are listening. Motion off to the left side. Taking the snap. High snap at Garrett Odom. Can't pick up the football. It's loose now. He gets rid of it. And gets rid of it, thankfully, out of bounds. He was well out of the pocket.
And like I said yesterday, Luke, I mean, you got to keep the chaos. You got to keep them in chaos mode, and that's what we're seeing so far in this first half.
Well, what we have seen now back-to-back times, it's a handful of high snaps that have really caused issues. High snaps now have been back-to-back issues on drives for the Bulldogs. They'll punt away here, and now they're crossing their fingers that it's not back-to-back plays. Back to receive Tayshawn Jones-Wade, it looks like.
Looks like they're backing him up a little bit more.
Looks like we get a whistle here. No problems on either side. We'll get set.
They're coming after it.
Snap is solid this time round. Punt is beautiful, but will it stay? It will not. Too much on the punt, and the Tigers will start with good field position to begin what is our new drive, up 2-0. We'll go to break. When we come back, we'll have more Tiger football here on ArrowVision.
There is nothing like teaching about the rewards in life, like catching that first big fish. Now they can learn about other rewards by opening up my first savings account just for them. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Short break as we are going to get right back to work here with Jeremiah Satemba and company. Not wasting any time. They'll take the field again, up 2-0. Welcome back here on ArrowVision. Of course, myself, Luke Hamilton, alongside me, Maurice Wallace, and down on the sideline, Madison Dildine. Throw over the middle on the run from Satemba's incomplete. Can't find his intended receiver. And with 11:39 left in our half, a 2-0 score. It's 2nd down and 10.
Great job right there by their Fayetteville defense, getting old Jeremiah off his spot right there. Jeremiah's going to have to use his legs once again tonight. I mean, he's going to have to open things up for this offense.
Two options at the bottom of your screen, one out wide, that being Tayshawn Jones-Wade. Snap here and a handoff to Roberson up the middle, protecting the football along the left side. He gets to the sideline, getting past the 25, sets up 3rd down.
Nice little game right there, getting us into a manageable situation right here.
Picking up 6 yards on the carries. 3rd down and 4 to go. In what has been a night both defenses can sparkle at in the locker room, at least for now. Satemba seeing motion here on the hard count will get an adjustment. 3rd and 4. Rotation out to the right side for Roberson. Taking the snap. Satemba has to drop back, has pressure, will roll out. Satemba losing the football. Oh, never mind. He hangs on. That close to losing the football as he lost his footing as well.
He lost his footing right there. I think he wanted to slide, but I also think he wanted to, he was a little confused if he wanted to slide or if he wanted to make a juke move right there. But he's got to be a little bit careful because that's one of those things that'll probably give Blank a drop target right there, guys.
It only gains him 2 yards, and it sets up 4th and 2. And the punting unit out again.
Hey, I'll take a defensive battle every once in a while, Luke.
Fair enough for a defensive guy in and of yourself. Scoreless here are the Bulldogs, not used to it through 1. We go back to their time against Cabot last week, and they were scoring points heavy in the first half. This ball bouncing about the 34-yard line. It will land and stick to start this new Fayetteville drive. Of course, their game after 1 quarter, they were up 14-3, putting up 20 points in the 2nd quarter. The Bulldogs had a 34-13 lead at half. Both of these teams pitching shutouts from their defenses in the 2nd half. It's going to be a fun one tonight in the second half.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a fun one tonight. I mean, and that just shows you both teams are finding their groove on defense. Broken Arrow, obviously, with a new defense. And I'm excited to see what we can do, not only in this series, but throughout the rest of the game as we go back out here on defense right now.
Defense gets set. Snap here for Garrett Odom, takes off again up the middle. He's going to lose yards on first down, and he's had to be incredibly mobile here in this game, and that's not necessarily the game plan, it seems, on some of these schemes.
Oh, no, it's not. I mean, but Coach Holly's going to send 3, 4, 5, 6 guys, and in that situation right there, he sent about 5, 6 guys right there, and Cole Lamont coming off of a block to make the tackle, and Cole might be the spy on him tonight.
Snap here and a handoff wide left side. On that carry is Mathis Brady. Not a huge chunk of yards. Third down.
Who's on read right there? We're used to that here in Broken Arrow. We see that every week here in the state of Oklahoma.
Garrett Odom has time. Does he have his man deep? Ball's punched away. Great glue coverage from the secondary by this Tiger team, and another punt unit out.
Hey, that was a great coverage by Messiah Owens, a sensational sophomore, locking him up over there. Never gave up, ran the route for him, got a hand in the air, got some finger on it, and that's an incomplete pass.
You want your program to hit the ground running if possible. Well, after a defensive shutout in the second half last week, and what we're seeing right now, Coach Blankenship, he has described his defensive coordinator as a steroid shot towards the growth and the speed of the direction he wants this team to go. Well, I think we're seeing that steroid shot really stimulate this game right now.
Well, and what he's brought to the program also, like you said, it's a steroid shot, but he's brought a little bit much more of a structure to the kids. He's holding kids more accountable, night in and night out. He's holding kids to what they have to do, what they're supposed to do. And also, he's teaching them the game of football and teaching them the right way.
Tigers offense will take the field once again. Not the greatest numbers for either of these teams' offenses so far through this game. We look at some of those numbers here in just a moment. As Satemba will take the field along with his starting running back, Octavian Roberson, in the backfield with them. Two options on the bottom side of the field. Satemba right now 3 for 7 for 35 yards and an interception. Hand off to Roberson. He might have space out to the right side, cutting back into the middle. Roberson's on and outside 12, now 13 yards on the pickup on first down.
And Luke, this is what I was talking about as we see that they changed a little bit up on their defensive line. The zero technique, the nose tackle is not in, their big man is not in there. It's Octavian. Takes the handoff, gets to the second line, makes a move, gets outside, and gets the first down.
Quickly, tempo now, hand off to Roberson again. He'll get the carry. 5 yards now, 10 easily, if not 12 at the end of it all. 2 first downs on 2 plays, moving us towards midfield.
And this is what we have to do. We have to continue to keep the tempo right here, as it looks like they got their second team line in right now. So hopefully we can lean on the bigs and make this a successful drive for 6.
In a game where points are hard to come by, 1 possession means something. A 2-possession lead, totally different. Another handoff here for Roberson. He's trying to lead the charge to get to that 2-possession game. As this time, it'll be a mirror image of his first 2 runs, just a yard on that play.
Well, they loaded the box right there, and they brought their linebackers down a little bit closer to their secondary. Looks like we're about 6-7 yards, so see if we can soften them up here on this play right here on second down.
The reverse on that mirror image will set up a 2nd down and 9, and we'll see if they go to the air. Giovanni Castillo in at running back here. The depth, it's quite large here for Broken Arrow. Quick flick out wide to the right side, and it's going to gain nothing, if not lose yards, setting up 3rd down.
Yeah, it looks like our tight end right there just probably ran that route a little bit too shallow. You want to get that route about 5-6 yards down the field to get productive yardage.
Personnel changes here on the offensive side of things. Irvine comes off the field. Caden Johnson looks to be in on the top side of your screen. Deshaun Jones Wade, the lone option on the near side. More coming out in company as Satemba will be in the shotgun by himself. Castillo out wide in the slot.
Empty look.
Taking the snap, looking. Satemba will flick this screen pass over the middle and along the right side. It sets up 4th down. In plus territory now at this point, and the punting unit out.
And great job by Fayetteville right there as they snip the screen out, something they're probably used to from seeing from their guys during the spring. I like how the linemen kind of chased that right there and set up 4th down right here for a punt time.
So a chance for another punt Jeremiah Satemba is going to be out there to punt. We've seen this kind of scheme before. He sent one away for 25 yards last week. Satemba will take the snap, and he will kick it away. Ball will bounce, and will bounce decently inside the 20-yard line. It'll stay there at about the 19-yard line. That's where the drive will start for the Bulldogs as they bring their offense back out.
Hey, I like this. I mean, Coach Holland and his defensive crew, they've done it. They've got a great game plan as they're holding this high-powered offense to 0 points here in the first half.
Fayetteville has had the top wide receiver in 7A Arkansas for the last 5 years, Jason De Lamar.
Yes.
He was one of them last season. In fact, he was the first out of those 4 to do it when he wasn't a senior. This guy still has some time to grow, and he's doing it here on the field now.
Yeah, definitely has some time to grow, and we'll see if he can do something against our secondary right here. But I think as we still might bring pressure here right here.
Hand off to Battles. He's got space out to the left side. Battles drives his way for at least 9 yards, setting up 2nd and 1.
Nice hard hit by our free safety, Colby Crosby, right there coming downhill. That's what the free safety's supposed to do.
Colby Crosby, an interception on a diving play 1 week ago. Part of those 4 interceptions picked up by this defense for the Tigers. Quick screen pass out to the left side, picks up the first plenty of what they need. 35-yard line, it stands.
Nice little screen play right there into the boundary. Looks like they're trying to attack us where the numbers are not on our favor on the other side of the field, on the short side of the field.
Garrett Odom will refer over to his 2 options on the far side. Handed off to Battles up the middle, however, and power met. Battles breaking both tackles, knocking over 2 Tigers and setting up what might be a first down unless they're inches short.
Looks like they're inches short, Luke.
Christian Battles starting to find his groove a bit, the senior running back.
Oh, they called a first down right there, so they gave him a good spot.
First down and 10. They have not gotten the chain set yet. Rather, the snap was pulled off. And a 1-yard gain. John Broll on the tackle.
As long as we can keep their running back on that play, looks like he had happy feet. As long as we can keep him having happy feet in the backfield, not let him break that line of scrimmage and make moves on our linebackers or our secondary, we should be fine tonight.
Motion here from the near side. Garrett Odom hanging on to the football, and he's thrown down. 3rd down. All of a sudden you saw Battles get fed. He's driving the football down the field, and Fayetteville seems every drive now to hit a complete hard stop. They got to check those brakes and take them into the shop.
Yes, they do. I like that. Looks like we got 3rd and 6 right here. I mean, they're going to rely on their quarterback with their quarterback counter, quarterback draw plays. They're going to rely on him to try to keep you off balance.
Odom trying to get his running game going, but it hasn't been effective yet. He sees motion here in the backfield from himself. Takes the snap. He'll drop back and look. Quick screen pass out wide, and it's going to set up 4th down. Ball is loose. Is it another fumble recovery? It might have been a whistle here, and rather we see a downed football near midfield.
Well, it looks like Fayetteville just can't get vertical on us, and that's basically what their game plan is. We're going to try to screen you, and look, because they just cannot get vertical on us.
Question marks all around whether or not that ball was loose, and as much as Odom wanted to stay on the field to try to pick up that 4th down conversion, the punting unit is out once again. We'll record that in the studio here at halftime so we can play it on loop for myself later on if this is the trend continuing today. But I love this game so far.
Yes.
It has been exactly what I think we honestly could have expected out of these 2 teams that wanted to make a statement on defense. It's not just the offense for Fayetteville. They want to prove that defense is just as good as it was last year. And, well, the Tigers, they had a lot to prove in the second half. They did so last week. Return here. Broken Arrow might have some space up near the 40-yard line. Tayshawn Jones-Wade on the return. Gets his team into good field position.
Great play by Tayshawn right there. I don't think a lot of people understand how strong he is in the legs, but great play by Tayshawn on that punt return.
The offense moments away from coming back on out. We send it down to Madison.
Luke, yeah, guys, Caden Moody was just saying, hey, defense has been playing their butts off. We have got to go out there and start to make something happen. Keep chopping wood, guys.
Caden Moody, of course, knows that the pressure now lies on the offense a bit here. Time goes on. You like to have a 2-0 lead, but it feels like a scoreless game.
Well, and I like the way Caden Moody said, keep chopping wood, and that's what offensive linemen talk about all the time, chopping wood, as we got the big zero-tech nose tackle back in the game.
Sitemba drops back. Will he go deep? He will. Into coverage, and it's picked off. The Bulldogs pick up the interception in their own territory around the 37-yard line, and the second interception thrown today by Sitemba just underthrew that one a bit. Flag is down on the field. Is it going to affect the result of the play? That's the question we see now.
And that's a little bit underthrown. And I will tell you this, Luke, when Zane Matthews is on a vertical route, you need to throw the ball out of the stadium because he'll go get it.
Looks like a personal foul on Fayetteville after the interception, so it's going to stand where it is, but it'll march the ball backwards, it would seem.
Hey, and in this early season matchup, I mean, both defenses being highlighted right here, why would you not want to go back out there and stop them? I mean, this is something that Holly's going to tell his defense, hey, it's on us tonight, so let's go out here and take care of business. It's business as usual.
Just the one play, however, this is where the conditioning of this team comes into play. We saw the conditioning of this team last week in the second half and how they elevated their game as it went along. This is a drive now. You just were on the field moments ago. You got to go do it again.
Well, it's a mindset. It's a mindset. Not only is it conditioning, but it's a mindset.
Handoff here to Battles, who has to test his own conditioning here today. Big carries for him, but Cole Lamont, another tackle in the backfield, sets up second down.
And that's like, I love how Cole Lamont shot the gap right there. Stay lateral, makes a play right there. Like I said, Cole Lamont's the leader of this defense, and we're going to have him all season long.
Cole Lamont, 14 tackles in week number 1. If you can get that out of any individual on a weekly basis, you're doing something right with them. 2-0 game here, second down and 12. Odom will run it himself. Shoestring tackle again. The Tigers have him down in the backfield around the 15-yard line, third and long.
Okay, as we see on this replay here, it looks like the guard from Fayetteville had a nice little split right there. We knew he was going to pull on that play right there. We read that play. Big loss right there. Third
Great
down, money
read
down.
By Gunnar Wilson on the play. 3:25 left in the half. Third down and 16. Odom drops back, might have some time to release the football. He's hit and he's dropped down. Inside the 15, fourth and long, and the Tigers defense off the field again.
And Luke, it looks like on that series right there, they kept reading what that guard was going to do. We knew everything they were going to do in that last series right there. Great play by our defense.
A firm hit delivered in the backfield for the sack by Nathan Martin. He had a fumble recovery last week and squares up the quarterback on third down, 4th and 22. In field position, it should be good regardless. Ball is high, fair catch is called for. Ball is loose, however, it is whistled down no matter what. In plus territory, this drive starts now. What a job done by Coach Hawley and this defense. They did not have a hiccup like they did in the first couple of quarters 1 week ago. They've been playing tremendous.
I mean, they're flying around, they're having fun. They know what Fayetteville's going to do. Fayetteville, there's nothing that Fayetteville has come out here today we're not expecting, that we haven't been expecting. So great job by Coach Hawley and his staff of getting these guys prepared.
The Shields T-shirt toss is going on right now. Of course, join Shields at their grand opening on Saturday, October 19th. That's starting at 7 a.m. at the Woodland Hills Mall. There will be a family-friendly entertainment activity center. Samples for vendors and a ribbon cutting as they open it up at 9:30 a.m. Shields here on October 19th. Maybe some of the high school students in the area listening to that, they don't care. But I'll tell you what, as a young adult, I'm glad Shields is here.
Yes.
Fair enough.
It's new to me, Luke. It's new to me.
First down and 10. Good start here to the drive by Sitemba and this offense. Again, he's a calm and collected player.
Yes, he
Blankenship has noted that he has leadership as a junior that is unlike a lot of guys he's had a chance to work with. Throwing 2 interceptions here today, still going to be the same guy.
He's still going to be the same guy. He has a short memory. He's going to be the leader he's going to be.
Handoff here to Roberson. He protects the football smartly, so he'll gain a handful on first down. Second in what looks to be at least about 7 to go.
I mean, we just got to continue to move that big defensive line in Fayetteville, and I think our guys are up for the challenge. We continue to lean on them, get Agent Zero his carries, and we should be able to pop one here in a little bit.
32-yard line, second down and 7. Roberson to the left of Sitemba, the shotgun. Dropping back, Sitemba looking to his left. Quick route over there off of the hands of Tayshawn Jones-Wade. Incomplete.
Fayetteville look like they're bringing pressure up the middle with their two inside linebackers. One thing I will tell you is I don't think our offense has seen anything that they're not prepared for. We've seen every exotic blitz this spring and into the summer, so our guys are prepared for what's going on when Fayetteville tried to send pressure.
Just 8 yards to the air for Jones-Wade here so far. Looking to try to get him active throughout the rest of this game, certainly is this offense.
And I think you need to
have a whistle here, timeout called. It's going to be Broken Arrow's timeout. We'll take a short break when we come back here on ArrowVision, winding down our first half, just a little over a minute away from halftime. You're watching Tiger Football on ArrowVision.
Racing towards the end of the month? Ask about our early pay options. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Welcome back. A 2-0 game. I think back at a lot of names. I'll go to one in particular. Who am I bringing in a 2-0 game? Normally it'd be Mariano Rivera.
Yes.
Right now, it's anybody here on this field instead. Who's going to be that Mariano Rivera for this defense? I think it's been Cole Lamont, Nathan Martin with a big sack there. Who's going to get you that closer performance late in this one? The defense might have to make a play in this game still in this half with 1:49 left, especially if the Tigers can get on the board quick.
And they have to. And like I said, I think defensively it might be Messiah that's going to be the guy that gets that done for us. But offensively, Jeremiah's still our guy, and I expect him to lead us.
Meanwhile, the offense here with Sitemba has a 3rd and 7 to deal with. They take the snap, a handoff to Roberson. He's got some space up the middle. He's twisted down for 4th. And what is relatively short is Nick Irvine going to come out for the kick, or will the offense stay on the field? It looks like Sitemba and this offense, the intention is to keep them in a spot to make a play. Here we go.
Blank sees something, and he shows confidence in his offense. And it doesn't hurt. I mean, it doesn't hurt that. I mean, you got Nick that's already missed 2 field goals so far this season. So looks like Blank knows what he's doing right here. Obviously, he does. We'll see what we got dialed up right here.
Josh Blankenship gambling with his offense on 4th down, but his confidence certainly it doesn't feel like a gamble with this backfield. Dropping back Sitemba. He'll throw, has his man, and yes, a 1st down picked up.
Big Nick Irvine, the myth, the legend, Nick Irvine with a big 1st down right there. Big shout out to the tight ends, the big tight ends. I love these tight ends on this team.
His head coach, he doesn't option him to kick the football, but he does option to call his number on the play to pick up the 1st. And that's the confidence he has in as a well-rounded athlete.
Well, he's a well-rounded athlete. He's also a track athlete, so big shout out to him on that. But, these tight ends in this offense are a big piece of this offense. Nick Irvine, Zeke Wilson being coached by Nick Gorman. So we'll see if that's what Blank wants to go to.
Timeout called here, and leaving 2 for either team remaining at this point. That coming from Fayetteville this time round. Of course, Coach Pruitt, we see him there on the screen for a moment. Ricky Fernandez talked about how he's probably the most important coach that he's had at his time here, impacting him in a big way. This offensive line, well, they think back on moments that coaching staffs have instilled in them in big spots like this.
Well, and the thing about Fernandez, he's had Pruitt for the last 4 years. I mean, Ricky got some run as a freshman also. So it's home for him. It's somebody. It's a familiar voice, and with this offensive line, that's a familiar voice. And when you got the continuity like that, you have the offensive line that we've had.
2-0 game. Sitemba looking to his left, options to throw, might have his man in the end zone. Tayshawn Jones-Wade has got it.
That was a great double move.
It's an 8-0 game. A one-on-one battle. Sitemba lobs it and finds his man in the end zone for the first touchdown of the night.
And it looks like we had a stop and go right there. Great double move by Tayshawn for 6, putting him in the end zone.
New kicker out as of right now. Looks to be Everett Buells. As he'll punch this one through, 9-0.
I'll take it. Everett with the field goal. I'll take it. One of my favorite kids right there, Everett Buells.
Everett Buells makes it a 9-0 game. We'll take a short break. When we come back, one last series here with 53 seconds left in our half. You're watching Tiger football on ArrowVision.
Life happens in a hurry. Our money experts will help you keep up. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
At Ascension St. John, you'll find advanced heart care, brain and spine care, and personalized cancer care. And we excel just as much in the things that can't be measured. Listening more closely, caring more compassionately.
A shot at the Jungle Squad, who finally has something to get up for here with our first touchdown entering the scene on the night. 9-0, Tayshawn Jones-Wade with the touchdown. And it is a two-possession game officially. Irvine will send this one a short kick away. Fair catch caught at the 24-yard line. On the fair catch there for this group is wide receiver Ty Mattingly. He'll huddle up with his offense and come right back on out.
And Nick Irvine's he can do a lot of things, kicking the ball off. That was a middle Sky Pooch guy right there. Obviously Fayetteville had to fair catch that because you got about 10 guys just screaming down the field ready to knock your head off.
This defense tonight has held tremendously in what is a 9-0 lead for this team. And you just have 52.5 seconds left to deal with before you get to talk about it at half.
Well, and the question is, will Fayetteville open up the playbook, or will they just stick what they know best?
Ball is snapped. Odom will look to go firmly over the middle, and getting his hand a piece on it there was Nathan Martin, swatting that one down.
And it looks like to me that Fayetteville's not real comfortable unless it's a now play. They're not real comfortable of running traditional routes with their inside guys.
Handoff here to Battles, has a ton of speed up the middle. 3rd down and maybe 2 to go, if not 1.5. DeQuavian Combs on the tackle for the Tigers.
Doesn't look like Fayetteville is in too much of a hurry. They're just trying to get out of the half. As it looks like we got 3rd down, money down for this defense. It looks like they're going to try to run this clock out, Luke.
20 seconds on it. No intention to speed the game up. That will look to be half. So the Fayetteville Bulldogs, they're shut out in the first half. A response needed out of the white and purple tonight on the road in Broken Arrow in the Tulsa metro area. The Tigers have a 9-0 lead heading into halftime, as a tremendous effort highlighted specifically by the defense in this first half has gotten us to the score we're at through 30 minutes as of right now. We're moments away from sending it down to, of course, Madison with head coach Josh Blankenship. Right now, I think there's still a little bit of an eeriness with this team, as we'll send it down to Madison with head coach Josh Blankenship.
Coach, we've got a shutout as you head into the locker room. What have you liked out of this first half of play?
Our tenacity, our physicality. We thought it'd be a slugfest with these guys, and that's what it is. We're fortunate to be playing great defense. A couple turnovers and safety on that punt. And then we finally got a shot to Tayshawn there to get in the end zone. So you can't be more excited to be up at half. That's great.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Madison. Josh Blankenship getting his team to the locker room with the lead. I don't necessarily know if you're thinking about it, you're dreaming at night about game day. You might have thought you're up at half like this, but you are up at half, and that's always the goal.
Well, when you have the defense that we have, I mean, like you said, they're being physical, they're tenacious. So when you have a defense like this, I mean, that's the dream I have all the time.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's shutting them out in the first half.
At midfield, we welcome the Tigers here, of course, your varsity Tigers. They're under the direction of head coach Meredith Dennis and assistant coach Aubrey Weatherford. The captains, Audrey Ellis, Olivia Freeborn, and Avery Regner. Tremendous to see, of course, all the festivities going on here this evening at Tiger Field in Broken Arrow Memorial Stadium. We'll listen in to some of the sights and the sounds. Yeah, that works. The Tigers and their performance here at halftime, as it, of course, leads to one of the most well-anticipated aspects of the evening, the pride of Broken Arrow. They take center stage, as it is one of the most beautiful sights to see in the Tulsa area. Nationally, they are known, and nationally known for a reason. We talked about off-air how this band is something special here in this city.
Greatest band in the land. I mean, the pride of Broken Arrow. I mean, even as a kid, I mean, you be in a locker room, the crowd's going crazy because we have literally one of the best bands in America and probably arguably in the world.
They certainly get the accolades that would back up statements like that. The Broken Arrow Band, of course, this school's been around since the very early 1900s, 1904, and the band not long after for sure. It has been fun watching everything going on between the hash marks here today. We're about to see more with this Broken Arrow Band. The pride of not just Broken Arrow, but of Oklahoma takes the stage. We'll listen in.
Continuing a tradition that spans over 3/4 of a century, the Pride of Broken Arrow combines music education with performance excellence in spreading the reputation of the Broken Arrow Pride from coast to coast. The Pride of Broken Arrow is a 30-time overall and 21-time defending OBA state champion. The Broken Arrow Band program has received the Oklahoma Secondary Schools Activity Association Sweepstakes Award over 100 times. The Pride is the only 3-time winner of the prestigious Sudler Shield Award, and the Pride of Broken Arrow is the 2006, 2011, 2015, and 2021 Bands of America Grand National Champion. The directors of the Pride are Kelly Pence, Adam Winkin, Kyle Smith, Kyle Hemrick, Stephanie Cottrell, and Scott Tomlinson. The Pride is supported by Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Chuck Ferry, and Principal of Broken Arrow High School, Ms. Crystal Barber, and the Executive Director of Fine Arts, Mr. Darren Davis. Drum majors for the Pride are Jackson Buzzard, Rayshun Howard, Sheena Madison, and Katie McDowell. Ladies and gentlemen, Broken Arrow Public Schools is proud to present the one, the only, the grandest band in all the land, the incomparable Pride of Broken Arrow. Tiger family, please turn your attention to midfield for a special presentation in honor of Childhood Cancer Awareness. Tonight, we would like to honor a very special young warrior, Brooklyn Jokers. In May of 2022, Brooklyn was diagnosed with dystrophy in her left eye, and further testing revealed a brain tumor. A polycystic astrocytoma of cerebellum. Brooklyn underwent surgery, where her surgeon successfully removed 95% of the tumor, sparing her from possible paralysis. However, when the tumor showed significant growth just months later, Brooklyn began a courageous 15-month journey of chemotherapy and completing her last treatment in January of 2024. Since then, Brooklyn has had 2 successful MRIs showing great results. Now she continues to thrive in first grade, where she enjoys cheerleading, tumbling, horses, and spending time with her friends and family. Brooklyn and her family are grateful to the incredible surgeons, doctors, and nurses who have supported Brooklyn along the way. A special thank you to St. Jude for their unwavering love and support, turning difficult times into brighter moments filled with hope and joy. Brooklyn is strong, she is loved, and she is truly an inspiration to us all. Her incredible strength and faith are a testament to the power of resilience, and we are proud of her journey. We look forward to seeing all the amazing things that God has in store for her future. Tiger fans, let's stand together in support of Brooklyn for her courage, faith, and unstoppable spirit. Thank you for joining us in raising awareness and making a positive impact in the fight against childhood cancer. Sponsors for the Pride include those colors, Miratech, and ILoveCheapCars.com.
Uncle Vinny's is a great community partner of Linwood Elementary School. We have done spirit nights here before. One of our board members works here, and we just love the owners. They just love on us, and we wanted to give back to them as well.
Wanted to work with a partner in the community, and Vinny's has been fantastic for us. So preparing for our field trip, we did some math, working on graphing and fractions, and then just some of those basic life skills of being able to identify what they want, preparing their food, asking for it, working on communication. It's been a fantastic field trip.
All the students here were able to pick their own pizza ingredients, make their pizza, we cooked it for them, and then they're able to have fresh pizza.
So Uncle Vinny's had it prepared for us with menus, boxes with kids' names on it, and then they had to go through and read their list and identify what toppings they wanted, which before we came, it was a classroom discussion and graphing of identifying what toppings they want, what they would like to prepare for. They did wonderful. So they made it to where everybody had their own individual slices, individually boxed, labeled it, made it, and then prepared it and cooked it for us.
Teachers were also here, and we had so much fun just partnering with Uncle Vinny's.
It's been a fantastic field trip. So far our most successful, with everyone being so happy and enjoying their time. And Christy has worked wonderfully with Uncle Vinny's to make it so smooth for us.
This day is a culmination of the entire year we've been working with Unified Champions in putting our special ed students doing different activities, one a month with one of our gen ed classes, and then today was the pinnacle event for that, and our entire school got to come out and be the fans in the stands and cheer for them.
So the thing about why we're here for this event, cheer has been pretty involved in Unified Champions, and me this year being a cheerleader, and a lot of the people on the team that are heavily involved within it, they asked us to be a part of it, to come here, just cheer Unified Champions on.
They made signs and posters. They have friends that push into their classes, and so just having the whole school out here to cheer on these students was just an amazing, amazing treat for all of us.
You know, it's Super Kids Day for them, but they aren't able to participate in that, so they had their own little special things, so they asked us to help out, do a little bit of chance, be out there, have some pom-poms, have some fun, so we, of course, were willing to do that.
One of our teachers, our gen ed teacher, Sarah Smiley, teamed up with one of our special education teachers, Kelly Schoen, and together they championed this effort. They came to me probably in December wanting to, know how we could make this happen, and so I gave them the green light, partnered with the Special Olympics teachers at the high school to get this going, and it's just been amazing to see the kids make friends with students they wouldn't have known otherwise.
When I told my mom I was a part of it, she's like, oh, we're going to be there. I was like, oh, that's so awesome. So I made sure to be out here for that. But it was great to see that the Kickers doing a thing where they're able to have separate things for people who don't have the opportunity to be a part of Super Kids Day, for them to do that. So that's pretty cool to see.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
It's an important score. Everyone is anxious to know. That's why our TTCU app can help you improve your credit score. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. We're also proud to be team orthopedist for FC Tulsa. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Uh-oh, can't find your debit card? Don't worry, because with TTCU, you're always in control of your card. Just lock and unlock it from your phone. Card controls from TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
There is nothing like teaching about the rewards in life, like catching that first big fish. Now they can learn about other rewards by opening up my first savings account just for them. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Racing towards the end of the month? Ask about our early pay options. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Life happens in a hurry. Our money experts will help you keep up. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
At Ascension St. John, you'll find advanced heart care, brain and spine care, and personalized cancer care. And we excel just as much in the things that can't be measured. Listening more closely, caring more compassionately.
If you and your family have been waiting for the perfect time to jump into your dream home, it's here. We make buying a new home as easy as it is exciting with quick credit approvals and great rates. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay, it just makes sense.
Welcome back to Tiger football here on ArrowVision. One half done. That's 30 minutes of play, and it's a 9-0 game to show for it. We thank you for joining us here on ArrowVision. Myself, Luke Hamilton, alongside me, Maurice Wallace, and down on the sideline, Madison Dildine, who we'll catch up with as we move along throughout our broadcast, recapping half number one. Not a ton of numbers that don't have a giant zero on it to talk about, but there are a few for sure. I look at, well, Jeremiah Satemba's numbers. 2 interceptions to just the 1 touchdown, but a big response out of him as far as keeping his poise.
Well, he's got to keep his poise. I mean, he's the leader of the ball club. But he's doing a great job so far, even though those 2 interceptions, a little blip on the radar. I don't think that's going to bother him. He's one of those kids that he forgets a lot of things real quick. So I expect to see him come out and probably put one in. So he does have a touchdown pass, though.
Only 57 net yards here right now for the Bulldogs on the ground. Well, there's only 50 yards through the air. They have an all-purpose 107 yards in this game, and if you can hold somebody to that at 1 half of play, you're doing something right. I look at the college level. The Oklahoma Sooners held Temple to 80 yards all-purpose in their first half, and we saw how that ended up. This isn't one of those games, however. It's only a 9-0 deficit.
Well, and the most important thing is the goose egg on the other side on the other side. I mean, yardage is going to be yardage, but whatever the score is at the end of the half, whatever the score is at the end of the game is the most important thing. But one thing I can tell you right now, we're playing physical ball, and we're trusting the process, and we're also going out there and we're having fun.
Octavian Roberson put up a lot of yards on the ground last week. Well, he's already off to a good start here today. 77 yards on the ground. He had 121 last week.
Oh, man, that's beautiful. I mean, we're doing what we do. We stay behind the bigs. He's running behind his pads. He's going to get tough yardage. He's very durable. He's the guy that's going to lead us tonight.
The only touchdown on the board, Tayshawn Jones-Wade. He's got it right now. It was a great one-on-one battle that he was able to win. Zane Matthews-Boudreau sort of walked a little bit so that he could run in this game in particular. Really, the highlight of the offense was Zane Matthews-Boudreau, but nice to see Tayshawn Wade-Jones getting involved as well with a big touchdown.
With a big touchdown off the double move, and I think that's what we're going to have to do right there in the second half. I think we're getting the ball in the second half, so we'll see what Blank has dialed up.
Of course, getting the ball at half is going to be the Broken Arrow Tigers. Nice to see that as well. talk about the confidence that Blankenship put in his defense to put him on the field to open up the game. Well, they went ahead and returned the favor.
Oh, you got to return the favor. I mean, once again, defense wins championships. Offense may put points on the boards, but we all know in this booth, defense wins championships.
Tonight, it is the Fayetteville Bulldogs, the state champions of 7A as of last year, on a 14-game win streak in their program. The last time they hit the loss column, it was a 37-0 loss to Bentonville in the playoffs. Right now, they face what they haven't faced in a while, and that's a deficit at half. And, well, that's a chance to have that snapped. Proving so in the next 30 minutes, the Tigers will have to do so.
And I don't know about you, Book, but I see a little bit of doubt in them, and I see doubt in their play right now. So we'll see how they respond here in the second half.
To kick away to start our second half, the Bulldogs will send it from the 40-yard line. The Tigers back to receive, and we are underway. In just what is a two-score game by definition, doesn't feel like it, just 9-0. A spin here by Roberson gets him out past the 25, and if you're going to return the football, you want to get there past the 25 and then do something.
And that's a great job by Octavian right there, Agent Zero. Nice, strong run for the return, and we'll see what this offense can do for us as we get the ball right here at, about the 25-yard line?
Looks like it will be at about the 25. BA head coach Josh Blankenship watched his father win a state championship in 2016 with Fayetteville. Later in his career, he spent time with Adams State University in Almasa, Colorado. Despite its rarity, he voluntarily left a collegiate job to take the one he holds right now, and part of that decision stems from his desire to, I believe, compete in games like this.
Well, you compete. The pressure's on right here, and he loves pressure, and that's what Blanken's about. He wants the pressure, and he's responded to it so far this year.
Handoff here on first down doesn't go for anything. Maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but it's going to lose a yard on the play. We did speak to Coach Blankenship, of course, in our first episode of Inside Tiger Football. He alluded to the fact that football here in Broken Arrow matters, and the pressure to put a productive product on the field, I think he kind of missed it. He even mentioned that he missed it a bit. You come from a place that maybe football isn't everything. In where he was at in the state of Colorado to Broken Arrow, he likes having that pressure now.
Well, and he's in a community that cares, and he's in a community that wants him to win. And when you have a community that backs you up when you want to win, nice things can happen here, and great things can be said here in this community.
Minus 1 yard total on the drive so far. 3rd down and 11, and Satem and the offense face adversity right out of the gate here in the second half.
Well, it looks like there's a problem. We both know. The bigs up front have to do a better job of containing what's going on with this defensive line for Fayetteville. But Timber just needs to settle down, get into the offense, show his confidence, and take this game over.
They will have to stretch the field a bit here to pick up the chains. We'll see if that is through the air or with improvisation from the legs of Satemba. Satemba will have to step up in the pocket. Will he move with his legs? Points for direction. Might have a man. Does so. Down the sideline. Will he get caught up to? Barely at the last moment. It is Zane Matthews-Boudreau with a huge pickup to move down the field in plus territory.
And as we see Satemba right there, if we get a little replay right here, he steps up in the pocket, gets lateral, sees Zane, breaks it down on a scramble drill, lays it up. Nice play by Zane Matthews-Boudreau.
Quickly, the handoff up the middle by Roberson gains a decent chunk of yards. Improvising along the right side. Satemba points the direction he needs Zane Matthews-Boudreau to find, and he finds it. 2nd down and 5 after a 5-yard pickup, of course, on first down.
And I'm noticing a little chippiness out there right now, Luke. So hopefully Fayetteville's not trying to come out and try to get a little chippy with us. So Broken Arrow just has to keep their composure as we're moving the ball down the field.
A little over a minute and a half into our second half. Roberson, patience there by the sophomore running back to find the hole. You like to see that patience. He's not running up and rushing his offensive line to create that hole. He's finding it as it's created.
And he's got strong runs. He's got strong runs, and I appreciate that out of him because he worked his butt off this summer. It's one of the top guys this summer in offseason.
3rd down and 2 yards to go. Going to be a tough 2 yards here for the Bulldogs, who now see themselves in trouble, in big trouble. Satemba in the shotgun. Has Castillo at running back. Castillo's going to put his head down. Will he pick up the 2 yards? Did not get it. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage at best, and that's going to set up 4th down and very short. Will they keep the offense on the field? Jeremiah Satemba looks to stay.
I'd like to see Castillo right there instead of toe tapping through there. Just hit the hole. It's only 2 yards. You got to get Castillo.
It looks like Lawless might be coming into the game for the first time, the sophomore running back as well. We talked about it off air. In fact, there's a ton of depth now that hasn't gotten utilized a ton yet. You can outpace teams with depth like that. We'll see if Lawless picks up the ball. We do have a jump on the line, and there you have it. An extra 5 yards and a first down and 10 to go for Broken Arrow.
And the guy that we highlighted earlier in the
on the defense. The halftime message, well, it certainly was received well by this Broken Arrow team. We'll send it down to Madison with that halftime message from Coach.
Guys, I talked with Mason Silver, and he said Coach told them to line up faster, stay humble, and keep your foot on their throat, Luke.
Well, keeping their foot on their throat right now offensively is what we've seen. That third down, that play, improvising along the right side. Sitemba created this drive we're seeing right now, and now the jump at the line sets up a first down. Sitemba improvising again, will move out along the left side, gets back and gets out of bounds safely to secure a safe first down.
Looks like he got a yard, and that's within. And Blank is right. I mean, you got to keep the foot on the dog's throat right there in order for us to take this game tonight.
Bulldogs not easy to keep your foot on the throat.
No, they're not.
For sure. They're squirmy without a doubt, as it is a 9-0 game, trying to put up points on the opening drive of the second half are the Tigers. They got the ball to start this half for those that joined late here on ArrowVision. Roberson, a handoff to him. It's met quickly and swiftly after a handful of yards, third down.
And I like the way Blank is sticking with the game plan. Run behind the bigs. Obviously, that's what we're doing the best right now. I love the tempo that we're going at right now. So let's see if we can take advantage of this in the red zone.
Third down and 6 yards to go. In between the hashes evenly here, so opportunity to spread the field out however you'd like if you're Blankenship and company.
The playbook is wide open right now, Luke.
Ball is snapped, looking to his left. Sitemba going towards the end zone, and it's caught at the 1 yard line. First and goal. Keaton Johnson, his first catch of the night.
Sure-handed Keaton Johnson. Great play right there by the senior athlete.
Quickly, they want to hurry and get to the line. Sitemba gets his offensive line set up. Calls for the snap. Handoff Roberson trying to get to the goal line. He's stopped on first down.
Looks like we got the sophomore back in.
Lawless to come back in, you're right. Caden Lawless, the sophomore running back, number 29 in black and gold, will look onto the sideline along with this quarterback. Second down and 2 yards to go to the goal line.
A lot of options right here, Luke. A lot of options right here.
Will they force it in? Up by 2 scores right now. A 9-0 game. Handoff to Lawless. Diving towards the end zone. A touchdown. Again, it's the Tigers on the board.
Get the bells ringing. That's Cowboy for the touchdown.
The sophomore, Caden Lawless, gets it done. 7:17 left in the third. A long drive that drags out time, about half a quarter, and a touchdown.
Great job by the bigs as we see Caden Moody and Big Fernandez washing it down right there. Great run by Cowboy. Put us on the board.
Punched right on through. The extra point is good. A 16-0 game. And all of a sudden, Broken Arrow's defense, it's like investing into a 401k, and finally you get the cash out on it. The defense has put in the investments, paycheck after paycheck.
I love it.
And now, after tax, they see the benefit.
I love
it's
it.
16-0.
And we're staying with what we stay with, and we're being ourselves. And we're not doing anything fancy. We're not doing anything cute. We're playing Broken Arrow Tiger football under Josh Blankenship, and this is what it's supposed to look like.
Nice to see the variety among the scorers here in game number 2 as well. Tayshawn Jones-Wade. Now, Caden Lawless. He gets his first of the year.
Oh, first of the year, and he works his butt off. Cowboy is the man. He's the future of Broken Arrow with him and Octavian. So let's look like we got the game changing there, Luke.
We'll send it down. Quick Trip Game Changers, our student recognition. One of the most fun parts of our night, as you see Brody Spencer, son, of course, of ArrowVision director Greg Spencer. Of course, Brody, his son, out of Linwood Elementary getting honored here tonight. Love to see Greg's son honored along with this. Everything that, of course, Greg does for ArrowVision as our director and, of course, ultimate producer of this show. Nice to see our Quick Trip Game Changer student recognition here tonight in the South End Zone in partnership with Quick Trip. All the honors and awards go to students in grades pre-K through 12th grade who have been nominated by their principal for showing the 5 Tiger traits, which include tenacity, integrity, gratitude, high expectations, and respect. And all those students, nice to see them recognized, including young Brody Spencer out of Linwood Elementary, Greg's son.
I don't think people understand how special that is for those kids to come out over here on Tiger Field here at Memorial Stadium to just be honored not only by their school but by the community and get to wave to the crowd here.
Excelling in the classroom and in the community. Of course, all those students, future Tigers, and maybe some of those, of course, being on this field at some point in time. 7:17 left in the third.
I'm sure you can bet your bottom dollar about 2 or 3 of those kids are going to be on this field in the next 10 years.
Fair enough. We're off and running. Fayetteville has to respond. They haven't all night long.
I don't think on that kick that's what Nick Gorman wanted dialed up right there, but looks like they'll get the ball right there on the 35.
Will not work out. Mason Silver to be on that kick. So Fayetteville, they're going to have good field position here. You have to recognize that this is a program underneath, of course, head coach Casey Dick that knows how to make sure that they represent Bulldog football the way that they need to. I look at the quarterback position. Of course, head coach Casey Dick played at the University of Arkansas. He was a 4-year starter at the quarterback position for them. You're going to expect Fayetteville to be a quarterback machine. They are. And Garrett Odom is going to be a quarterback of the future, especially at the college level. He's just got to figure it out here in this second half.
Well, he's got to figure it out. We got a tunnel screen right there, and we're right there. Cole Lamont, once again on the tackle, the leader of the defense. And going back to your point right there, Luke, I mean, you got 2 head coaches that are quarterback guys, and you want to produce quarterbacks in schools like this. I mean, big 7A ball over there, Arkansas, big 6A ball right here. So nice deal with Casey Dick and Josh Blankenship, 2 ex-quarterbacks.
Second down and 6, getting 4 yards on first down. It is Christian Battles to break off a 1 tackle, breaks off of a 2nd tackle, and picks up just enough to make it 3rd and manageable. Good pursuit on the outside. Tough to find a guy like Battles to take down in space like that, but they kept him to the perimeter.
They kept him to the perimeter. And the thing about it right there, Luke, I mean, he's going to run hard. Our guys have to make tackles right there. Messiah has to make the tackle in the backfield like that. But I'm sure that we'll be okay as we got 3rd 3 coming up on this next play.
3rd down and 3, a 3 and out would be well welcomed by this crowd if they can pull it off. Christian Battle says no to that. He's down the sideline, one of his biggest gains since the first play of the entirety of the game. We thought that might have set the tone for this Fayetteville offense. It went well downhill from there, but good start here on 3rd down.
Well, it looks like they went and made their adjustments. It looked like they're going to attack the boundary in this drive right here.
Ball is at the 40-yard line in Tiger territory. 16-0, the Broken Arrow lead as of right now. Taking the snap, Garrett Odom, he'll hand off, rather keep it up the middle, losing his footing, but staying on his feet down the sideline. Odom now inside the 20-yard line. The best offensive drive of the day has gotten them the farthest in plus territory all night.
And Messiah on the tackle right there. And when your corners are making the tackles right there, something's not right. Obviously, Fayetteville is still keeping the ball into the boundary. That's part of their game plan. So we'll see what they do here on this first down play.
They want to work quickly. It's Battles now on the handoff. He's met swiftly and firmly up the middle after a gain of at least 5. Looks like the Tiger who delivered the hit is down as of right now. Trying to figure out who that is for you when we get a chance. We'll take a quick break. When we do come back, it's a 16-0 game, but Fayetteville, they're marching down the field. You're watching Tiger football on ArrowVision. We'll be back.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
It's an important score. everyone is anxious to know. That's why our TTCU app can help you improve your credit score. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Welcome back to Tiger football here on ArrowVision. Looking to go off on the sideline is Colby Crosby, senior, for this defensive secondary for the Tigers. We'll try to keep you updated on whether or not he returns on this drive, much less later. Here's a screen out wide, and it's incomplete. A drop, trying to get upfield before he made the catch. A little bit ahead of himself was Jason DeLamar.
And Luke, I can tell you right now, you got Jason Johnson now, who has to come back in that I don't see, and now Colby Crosby. I mean, they're deep, but they're not deep. I mean, you got to move some guys around. They're not used to playing in particular positions. It look like we got Tayshawn May playing the middle safety right now.
3rd down and 5. Keeping it is Odom. He's got the first down inside the 10, now at the 6. It's 1st and goal for the first time tonight for the Bulldogs.
And they're just keep doing what they do best right here, sticking with their game plan, trying to attack the outside as their 1st and goal right now.
Both offenses have figured out something in the locker room and have driven down the field. Fayetteville hands this one off. Will it be battles to get into the end zone? Is he in? It looks to be a touchdown. And the Bulldogs are on the board in response. Their first points of the day come on their opening drive of the 3rd.
Okay, that's right up the middle. I mean, right to the teeth of the defense, taking advantage of the injuries that's done happened in the last few series. Looks like they may be going for 2 on this series right here.
With points hard to come by, might as well here, as it was technically a 3-possession game in a sense. Traditionally, going into that drive, you go for 2, you turn a 3-possession lead into a 1-possession game.
Well, every coach has a chart, and Casey's probably going by his chart right now, so this is not a questionable move right here. I actually like this move right here by Casey.
It's 2 possessions if they repeat this exact successful result, if they're to get this 2-point conversion. Odom's going to try to carry this one, diving towards the end zone. It looks like he got in. He got it, and the 2-point conversion makes it an 8-point game, and now you can tie the game up with 1 possession.
Hey, Broken Arrow got to keep their head up. This is nothing new. I mean, this is adversity right here. You got to overcome adversity, any situation. So take the ball, put it back in the end zone. We'll be right back where we were a series ago.
We'll take a break on ArrowVision. Come back. We'll have the Tigers with the football here up 16-8. We'll be back after the break.
Uh-oh, can't find your debit card? Don't worry, because with TTCU, you're always in control of your card. Just lock and unlock it from your phone. Card controls from TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
There is nothing like teaching about the rewards in life, like catching that first big fish. Now they can learn about other rewards by opening up my first savings account just for them. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Racing towards the end of the month? Ask about our early pay options. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
You are watching Tiger football on ArrowVision. Welcome back, of course, myself, Luke Hamilton, alongside me, Maurice Wallace and Madison Dildine on the sideline. Thank you for being along for the ride here tonight. It's a 16-8 game as we get the offense back out onto the field for the Tigers. They're 1 for 1 in that regard, and some chippiness here off the kickoff happening near the 35-yard line. Haven't seen much of that, but we did talk off air a bit that there was a potential for this.
Well, and in the last series on defense, I seen a little bit of it also. I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, social media, a lot of kids want to talk behind the keyboard, and it spills over to the field. But what Broken Arrow needs to understand is, guys, keep your composure. You don't want to get kicked out of this game. You don't want to hurt your team right now. Keep your composure, because that's what Fayetteville wants to do is get you off your game.
Well, it's a control game. Every sport is, and right now, if you're the Tigers, you punch the Bulldogs in the mouth a bit to open up the half. The Bulldogs responded, and now neither team really feels like they have a full tug on the game.
Well, your typical heavyweight 15-round fight right here. So Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, whatever it is, this is what we got right here.
Hand off to Roberson, first down. Patience up the middle. He'll get at least 2 yards on the carry. 3 yards stretching out at the end of the play. We'll see if they credit him with any more than 3 yards on the pickup. 2nd down and 6, they'll give him 4.
Looks like Agent Zero is going to have to be the workhorse tonight, Luke. I mean, he's going to have to get it up in there and just pound and pound and pound. But I think he's up for the test.
Satemba and Roberson in the backfield by themselves. Deshaun Jones-Wade, top of your screen. Options on the bottom of your screen, Keaton Johnson and Zane Matthews-Boudreau. Dropping back in coverage, the secondary a bit for Fayetteville. Taking their time with 10 seconds on the play clock. Satemba looks to his left, he'll throw. He's got Matthews. And he's out towards the 30-yard line on the pickup. Gets the first down, moves the chains, and sets up a first down.
And that's a nice little match.
Never mind, they're going to give him a bit short. So it's going to be 3rd and crunch time.
And I like the matchup right here at the bottom of the field with Zane in their corner. Looks like he's playing off. He's respecting Zane's speed. But also watch the tight ends up at top. I think we have the tight ends. If we could just get them into the game, this might open a lot of things up for our offense also.
Just under 5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter in a 16-8 game. Satemba tries to get the defense drawn offside, will not do so. The adjustment towards the sideline now. Audibling are the Tigers. Three seconds now, 2, and a timeout called by Broken Arrow in a 3rd and 1 situation. So you don't want to take a timeout there, but it's necessary. You have to pick up these yards here in what is now a back and forth race.
Well, and it's okay timeout. I mean, obviously they were wanting audible. There are some things that they've seen that they can get the communication in. So I like that timeout by Blanket and his staff just to calm our guys down on this 3rd down play.
So with that timeout, there are plenty of conversations going on. But one in particular is, let's make sure our alignment is right here on this 3rd and 1. Most likely going to keep the ball on the ground. So those gaps, that's the issue.
That's the issue. And like I said, with Fayetteville running a 3-4 defense, it's something that we've always seen in playing over here. I mean, Union runs it, Owasso runs it, Bixby runs it. So I'm not too concerned with them not knowing what's going to go on up front. But I like to see a nice little counter of power right here.
Fayetteville stacking the box a bit here. Motion on the right side. Handoff Roberson. He's stuck before he can get to the line, and he's brought down. 4th down and 2 as they lose a yard. And it will be the punt unit to come on out, potentially. No, they're going to rotate bodies. 4th down, and the offense is going to stay on the field. They want to hurry up and try to catch them off guard. 4th and 2. Might be too many men on the field here for Fayetteville. And a timeout going to be called here. Are there 12 men on the field for the Bulldogs right now?
Great call right there, Luke. Looks like they did have 12.
What seemed to be 12 men on the field. My math, not the quickest, but quick enough. I don't think I helped the Bulldogs out by any means, but they helped themselves out. Both teams on this series now have had to take a timeout, and a necessary one, but it's nice to see Fayetteville do that if you're Broken Arrow.
Well, when you got the transition, and Broken Arrow does a great job. We do a great job of transitioning off our offense into our crazy-looking punt situation right there. Fayetteville looked like they weren't ready for it. Their personnel wasn't right, so that's another timeout that wasn't a good timeout by Fayetteville, but I completely understand it.
So 4th down and 2 yards to go. Whether you punt or not, you at least got Fayetteville to call a timeout, as we talked about.
Well, it puts the slate even again. I mean, 2 timeouts they're 2 timeouts. So once again, the slate is even back then.
The game within the game, and the intention was to do that all along, it seems, as they'll get set to kick this one away. It'll be Satemba, the quarterback, in to do it himself. Never mind. Up the middle, it is a 1st down, and a trick play works out. The Tigers on 4th down risk it all in their own territory and pick up the 1st.
Hey, and that's typical Blank and Holly right there. I seen them kind of conversating down there, and a little inside the game right there. We have that particular punt formation. Blank always says either we're going to fake it or go for it, and he felt comfortable about faking it right there. So great call by Blank and his staff as we go back on offense and try to wear this defensive line down.
Dagan McCleskey looked to be the carrier of the ball on that snap to help out. 1st and 10. Now wasting a timeout and still giving up the first down, this Bulldogs defense. False start on the offense is going to set up a first down of 15. Very close call there, but didn't quite get the ball off.
Well, and after a fake punt, you don't want that. I mean, sometimes you got to hold your water, as we say in football. Hold your water, guys.
In an 8-point game, back and forth in the small things right now. A lot has happened between the 20 and the 30-yard line as of late. Two single options on the top and bottom of your screen. Motion here. Handoff up the middle to Roberson. Has a hole. Roberson picks up more. He's still on his feet at the 40-yard line, down to the 41. And it's second down and just about 2 yards to go. 13 at least on the carry.
Nice little gain right there by Octavian. Another strong run, I think. We're just going to stick with the bell cow right here, Octavian Roberson. As he just putting it right up the gut, right into the teeth of the defense.
Roberson back there again. Taking their time on the play clock. 17 is on it. Hand off to Roberson. He's bouncing around, and he's going to lose yards this time. Third down, and what is now a little bit long after a loss of maybe 5 yards.
Exactly, got somebody down.
Somebody is down on the field as of right now, but getting back up is Roberson, thankfully so.
Maybe all right.
And it sets up third down. He's going to lose progress, of course, but that progress is going to stop after just a 2-yard loss. So, nice to see there, just 3rd and 4.
Looks like we got Cowboy running back.
Caden Lawless, a touchdown in this game already, is back on 3rd down and 4 with Sitemba. No deep coverage as of right now. A stacked box here. Dropping back a bit is this defense. Quick curl route, and it's caught, and a catch for a first down made by Zane Matthews-Boudreau.
And that's typical blank offense right there. He sees what he sees into the boundary. He knows he has a mismatch. First down, Broken Arrow.
Good effort there on play execution by this Tiger group. 16-8, 2:14 left in the third. Ball at the 37-yard line.
And I like this tempo by Blank and his offensive staff. Settle us down, get us into the groove.
Rather the 47-yard line, nearing midfield. Sitemba dropping back, looking to his left, has to improvise, getting away from pressure, stepping away from a diving tackle attempt. He's got to get out of there. Sitemba will barely lose any yardage compared to where he could have been, as there is a Bulldog down on the field after that diving attempt for the tackle. That might be Walker Blake down on the field right now. Never mind. Not sure who that is. We'll take a quick break after this injury timeout. When we come back, the Tigers have a 2nd and long. You're watching Tiger football on ArrowVision.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Life happens in a hurry. Our money experts will help you keep up. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Welcome back after this short break. Of course, on the sideline, Madison Dildine helping us identify that was Reed Slankard, who went down. Thankfully so, getting back up, however, and off to the sidelines. 2nd and 13 is the situation now for Sitemba and the offense to draw up a play.
And on that last play, I know Sitemba had to got in danger there. And I know they got the sack, but that just shows his athleticism.
Sitemba will hand it off. Roberson right side spinning away from traffic. Back to the original line of scrimmage that is. And it's 3rd down and 10 to go. Big spot here near midfield and a drive that has already seen a 4th down conversion. Time has dwindled here in this third
Neutral
quarter
zone
down to a
infraction.
minute and 15 seconds. Neutral zone infraction might be the case. And it will be. So are the Tigers going to move on ahead? Encroachment on the defense, and now 3rd and 5 changes a lot.
Well, and then what you go from 3rd and 10 to 3rd and 5. That, like I said, Luke, that opens up your playbook. You have a plethora of plays. I know Blank has a play sheet that has 3rd down calls, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 5. You know, money plays, and this is one of those plays right here.
Well, offside again, and a first down picked up on infractions just like that, and they didn't have to move the football off of the center.
And don't think that that's not on the play sheet also.
Tremendous effort by this team to draw offsides twice.
And let's keep an eye on the nose guard for Fayetteville, number 99. Looks like he's a little gimping a little bit right there, so expect him probably getting a little bit more dehydrated as the game goes along.
That's Jackson Oliver for the Bulldogs. Sitemba wants to go deep, might have a man, pressure, and just out of the hands of Tayshawn Jones-Wade. Incomplete, 2nd down and 10 now.
And I like the way we're continuing to mix things up right here. That was a great first down call by Blank and his staff. As we come to 2nd down, I think we're going to continue to try to pound the football, but don't be surprised if he takes a shot again, as he has a mismatch, I think, up at top.
Motion package here, it's Roberson up the middle. He'll get about half of what he needs. Good run there with 47 and counting left in the 3rd.
And once again, running behind the bigs, the big pretties right there. Tristan Silva and the company, Octavian Roberson, just pounding the yards, pounding the yards, pounding the yards as we're coming down to the close of this 3rd quarter.
3rd down and 5. Saw this spot moments ago before the offside. Just 10 yards further down the field. Sitemba pointing out coverage here, and a flag is thrown. Is this going to be on the offense this time? Might be so. And a 3rd and 10. The battle of penalties here on this drive.
Well, and those are drive killers, but we're still in that zone where it's not too shabby on the play calling right here.
It now sits at the 48-yard line.
Look like they may take this to the 4th quarter right here, Luke.
That clock will dwindle down. The coaching staff holding up a 4, and yes, we will take it to what is the final 12 minutes of this ball game. A tight one. It was 9-0 at half. We sit with a game that is 16-8 with just 1 quarter left to play here tonight. What a night we've had so far.
Hey, hold up your 4s. This is what the 4th quarter is about right here. This is what you go through the grind in the summer for. Ball games like this. I mean, it's 16-8, 1-possession ball game. We'll see what the Tigers and the Bulldogs have for us in the 4th quarter.
We will, but before we go to break, of course, our First National Bank Kick for Cash is coming up, one of our favorite parts of the night. We'll see if a young student, lucky enough, will go home with some cash.
Well, the laces are right, so.
The laces are right, that's the key. All quiet. Kick is up, just wide left.
She hooked it, kind of like my golf swing.
Fair enough. I'll go the other way with my golf swing. A little bit of a slice, but it's good if it's a dog leg right for me at the end of the day. So a good kick. It had the distance, and I would go ahead and venture. You give her an opportunity at the 30-yard line, she may be able to punch
yeah, she'll
one
make
through.
it. Yeah,
so
she'll make it.
A fun kick there for sure. And a nice night, of course, to have all of the festivities here inside Broken Arrow Memorial Stadium. It's in the 70s. You always love it to be in the 70s at this time of year for sure. A little bit of cash still she goes home with, though. She'll take it for sure.
I mean, the fall is for football, Luke. I mean, you know that. I mean, I know you came from the indoor league, but this is what it's about right here. Obviously, being from Texas, you know what football's about in high school. But Oklahoma in September is a special thing.
It is a special thing indeed. Fourth quarter about to start as the teams take the field once again for what is a final grudge match of 12 minutes in a one-possession game, 16-8. It's third down and 10. Septemba, two options on the near side, one on the far side here. He'll drop back, looking to go. Curl route caught.
He got it.
What a catch and a reception made, yes, for a first down by Zane Matthews-Boudreau. That's back-to-back first downs picked up by that young man.
I mean, he's the guy right now. I mean, I would continue to just toss it to him. He is a mismatch on anybody. It doesn't matter if it's number 12 there at the bottom. Doesn't matter if it's number 4 at the top. Zane is the mismatch.
Back-to-back targets for him. Pick up the chains. Run play out wide to the right with Roberson. Handful of yards helps out. And you want to average about that on first down. You talked about that on the Big Biscuit Blitz with us. If you can average 46 yards on first down, you're going to have a nice night.
Well, you're going to have a nice night. You want to stay ahead of the change. Coach Wiley always says he's our offensive guru on our staff, assistant head coach, co-head coach to me. But he always says play ahead of the chains. So if we get 46 yards every play, you have a successful call on second down.
Handoff here to Lawless, who comes into the game. Lawless, the sophomore, already hitting the end zone once tonight, picks up the first down. And for the limited amount of time that we get to see him in the depth, he does not miss an opportunity to take advantage of those carries.
Oh yeah, that's Cowboy for you. As he's to me the purest running back in the program. Nothing against Octavian. As we see, big number 99 might have cramps. Told you he's getting a little bit dehydrated as we're wearing on him.
Jackson Oliver, as we mentioned earlier in the game, he's down right now. Gives us a chance to chat a little bit about any of the adjustments, of course, you have seen from half one to half two. I think it's been a lot faster of a paced game for sure with the play calling. And I think that's because the necessity is somebody's got to get on the board fast.
Somebody's got to get on the board, but also we're still continuing to be who we are, high tempo, make the plays, limit the mistakes that we have. First down, 4 to 6 yards. I mean, that's basically what Blank does. And defensively, even though we got scored on that series, I mean, we're still playing tough defense out there. But it continue to lean on the bigs, continue to run behind the pads of Octavian and Castillo and Cowboy, and we'll continue to wear them down as looks like they've switched out that nose tackle.
Looks like they have. Jackson Oliver will be off the field once again. He's been in and out of the lineup here as of late with cramps. Cowboy, he's back in the backfield again. Bad snap, bad handoff. Lawless taking care of the rest, however, and making sure that he hangs on to the football. You lose a few yards, but it could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse, and I'll take that play over a fumble any day.
Second down and 12 yards to gain. You're in a territory where you at least have the potential to try Nick Irvine in the kicking game once again.
Well, and if it does come to that point, Luke, I mean, you want to show your confidence in him. I mean, he's missed a couple this season, but you still want to show your confidence in him.
That's the reality for the booth as we think ahead, but the team right now focused on this second down and 12. And we will do so with them. Lawless will motion out to the left side of the backfield. Taking the snap, Septemba wants to throw this football. One-on-one right side, might have his man, and it is just through his hands. Tayshawn Jones-Wade.
And that's great defense by the cornerback right there for Fayetteville as he was called upon trying to guard Tayshawn, who's the big D1 recruit here in Broken Arrow.
Third down and the same yardage to go. Trips left here as of right now, dropping back. Septemba wants to throw, might have a man, and it is over his head, incomplete. A one-on-two matchup, a lot of hand fighting for sure on that play. Sets up fourth down and 12.
Well, it looks like if they're going to let him play. I mean, great play call by Blank. I like the formation there. Not getting too cute with it, but it's something that's in our playbook. So these guys have been running that since spring.
Fourth down now, a lot of yards to pick up, but the confidence is in the traditional offense here on this next play. Biggest play of the season to date as of right now. Here we go. 4th and 12, dropping back. Septemba looking to his left, has to scramble and get away from pressure. Septemba now has to run it on 4th down. He steps out of bounds, giving up possession with the football. Might have not known where the sticks were, but nevertheless, possession over with, and Fayetteville has the ball back down one possession.
Well, like you said, look, you got to know where the sticks are. And maybe that defender that was coming up that Jeremiah didn't know that he didn't want to make one of those decisions where he tried to run over somebody or put the night in jeopardy for him. But great play. I mean, it's you're putting faith in your defense by backing them up here at the looks like
it'll be inside the
14-yard line
at about that spot. 14-yard
yes,
line is where they'll
line.
start the drive. And you're right. I think there's a lot of confidence in your defense to make that stop. You want to gamble a bit with your offense to try to pick up the score. But, hey, you've been able to hold this team quite a bit. However, it's been a bit different as of late. Fayetteville, they figured something out.
Well, and they did figure something out by stopping them on offense right there. But 3 points would have been big right there. But it might have been one of those things that if he did get out of the pocket playing Python, hey, take what you can get out of bounds. Our defense is playing great right now. And I love when you want to put it on the defense because this, like I said, this is where championship moments come up. It's the fourth quarter, 10 minutes and 30 seconds left. We'll see what we can do on defense and stop in Fayetteville.
Sometimes it is their night, and it is their night for a reason.
Yes.
And tonight, well, you might just go ahead and put them in the spotlight all night long.
Yes.
They've earned it. They've come up large in each task, only giving up one touchdown here tonight in the two-point conversion in a 16-8 game. Handoff wide here to Katavian Taylor. He's got a lot of yardage on first down. Lamont picking up the tackle there.
I like that play call by Fayetteville right there, trying to get outside, see if they can get their speed outside of us on that tight compressed look at the top of the field.
Second down and just 1 yard to go. Handoff. Now Battles has some space. Christian Battles, a strong run, gets him past the 35 and a first down picked up. That being by Don Fryer on the potentially touchdown-saving tackle there.
Well, that was a big-time run right there by the running back.
Handoff to Battles again. This time it won't work out.
I mean, you may pop one the first time, but you're not going to pop it again. Great play by, looks like Josie Sanders made that play. Bowser made that play, so great job by our nose guard.
Nice job done by Josie Sanders to seal up a little bit of momentum in a bottle for Broken Arrow. Back the other way. Handoff to Battles this time. He'll pick up about 15 yards.
Well, it looks like they made a great cutback as their right guard pulled. Running back made a great cutback right there against the grain. Got a nice yardage for a first down.
The Bulldogs, they feel as if they've found something here in the run game. It's Odom to take the snap. He'll keep it this time himself. Garrett Odom now finding a lot of room for himself, increasing his ability to run the football as the game goes along as well. Can't forget about Garrett Odom and what he's been able to do as of late on the ground himself.
And then a little quarterback power right there. Quarterback power game by them. Looks like they're trying to put their hat in the basket with them in their run game right now.
Screen pass out wide right side. It is Taylor on the catch in about 10 yards per pickup. They go down the field.
Well, a nice little, and once again, Fayetteville just, I don't think that they understand, or I don't think that they know that they can't get deep on us. But that's just their game. That's their game right there. They'll do a lot of now screens.
They have moved this ball from inside their own 15-yard line all the way down to around the 20. It's Odom. He takes a big hit from behind by what might have been Josie Sanders again. Second down and 6. Fayetteville doing a better job of controlling the football as well. No turnovers so far. Having to get rid of the football is Odom, though. And third and 7
I don't know
now.
why that's not intentional grounding. Not a soul over there. I don't know why that's not intentional grounding.
Everybody on the Broken Arrow bench is calling for that intentional grounding. Not outside the tackle box, at least from what I could tell. And the ball was thrown well away. Now, I don't know where the closest receiver was, but it didn't look like it was in catchable range. 10 yards past it, probably so.
But this is money down right here, Luke. Defense got to step up.
And 7 yards to go for a drive that has been moving brilliantly. It might be stopped right now, but the
got a
question
false start
in the building. On Tiger Field, we get a flag and a false start. It's 3rd and 12 now. We felt beneath our feet the pressure from this building on that 3rd and 7. Will we get it again from this crowd on 3rd and 12?
Well, like I told you, Luke, I mean, this is a Friday night in Oklahoma. Fayetteville's not used to this environment. They're not used to. They've won 14 games, and I'm not knocking what they play over there on the other side of the border. But this Friday night here in Broken Arrow, so we'll see what this can bring up.
3rd down and 12, and a chance to stop a brilliant drive so far. Odom has time to throw. Will he have his man? And it's caught. What a snag by Katavian Taylor with one hand.
As he dropped it right into the window, one-handed snag by their awesome receiver over there. Brings up another fresh set of downs inside the 20-yard line. Looks like we got about first and
10 at the 11. They can get inside the 1 and pick up a fresh set of downs. What a game-changing play right there from Taylor on a throw just a bit out of his reach, but he made sure that wasn't the case in reality. Odom wants to run it on a quarterback design run. Getting towards the goal line. Odom, is he in? They might have him short at the 1, but it's going to pick up another first down regardless.
And the tendency right here is, Luke, I mean, we continue to see them run into the near side, to their sideline, as they did on the last series, on our last touchdown series. So we'll see what they do right here as the ball is inside the 2-yard line.
Do we have a timeout from Broken Arrow?
As they're placing the ball at the 3, so it looks like they went out the 3.
So we've got a timeout. We'll take a short break. We'll come back. Threatening inside the red zone, the Fayetteville Bulldogs in a one-possession game. We'll be back on ArrowVision.
At Ascension St. John, you'll find advanced heart care, brain and spine care, and personalized cancer care. And we excel just as much in the things that can't be measured. Listening more closely, caring more compassionately.
If you and your family have been waiting for the perfect time to jump into your dream home, it's here. We make buying a new home as easy as it is exciting with quick credit approvals and great rates. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Welcome back to Tiger Football here on ArrowVision. We do have an update very quickly within that time. We did not see the hands go up, but credited for the touchdown were the Bulldogs. So it is now a 16-14 game with 7:55 left here tonight, and a 2-point conversion, of course, coming up.
Well, it looks like they found what they need to find in the run game right there. Like I said, Luke, they're running towards their boundary. That's what they want to do. They feel comfortable running to the short side of the field as they go for 2 again.
2-point conversion, it's going to mean a lot. Odom might want to run it himself again. He dives in, he's got it. No problem on 2-point conversions tonight. It's a tie game at 16.
We got another flag on the field, Luke.
Flag on the field. Will it stand with the play we saw? Jason DeLamar, number 1 wide receiver for this team, has been utilized a bit. Katavian Taylor as well have made big impacts. Looks like that's going to be a dead ball penalty, personal foul against the Bulldogs. So it's going to be a tie game at 16, but it's going to be enforced.
It's going to be enforced. It's going to be enforced on the kickoff. Hey, this is what we asked for on a Friday night. We asked for a big time. I mean, Luke, this is what you're ready for right here. So, 16-16, the slate is clean again. So let's go out here. Hopefully they don't do something funny with the kickoff, but get our offense back on the field, and Blank and company can put this ball in. We go into Friday night with a victory.
Nobody likes to see the lead erased, but I can tell you this, it's going to be a ride down to the finish here with 7:53 to go in the game. Never mind, so we reverse as we get more information on that. The personal foul, although pointed towards the Bulldogs, is going to be against the Tigers. That was on Nick Irvine. So that's going to allow an easy kick situation here for Fayetteville. And if you are going to do some trickery on the kickoff, you'd want to do it in this spot because you've got good field position. Watch out for the onside here for sure. They'll kick it away, rather. Easy touchback for sure as it's going to go into the end zone. Here we go. response for this Broken Arrow Tigers team that saw multiple fourth down situations, converted one, couldn't get the second. It was a long, hard-fought drive. They're wanting something a bit easier this time, but I don't think they'll get it. They're going to have to earn this one.
Well, it looks like the assignment's back over there on the Fayetteville sideline. Looks like they got their motivation back. So excited to see what Blank and company can get right here. I still say we just go ahead and continue to pound the football with Agent Zero.
He is out there for sure. Roberson, spoken of by his head coach Josh Blankenship as probably the most athletic player this team has in their depth. Swinging out is another athlete in Sitemba. Running out of options, he'll throw this one away. Second down.
And he didn't like what he's seen right there. Even though he had Zane Matthews-Boudreau on a little corner route right there, he wasn't confident in making that throw right there. So great throwaway pass right there for Sitemba to give us another down to stay alive.
Second and same yardage to go. Left hash. Two options on the field side, none to the boundary here as of right now. One of the backfield being Roberson. Motion here at the front. Hand off to Roberson. He's met at the hole quickly and brought back by this defense, who's trying to finish tackles with ferocity at this point. That's Kendrick Williams.
Knockout, drag out battle. I mean, this is what it's about. It's going on across the whole state right now, so why not here in Broken Arrow?
That might have been Rhett Tidwell with the tackle that time. 3rd down and 8. Here we go. Adversity. Now this offense slowing down a bit compared to Fayetteville speeding up. 3rd down will tell us a lot.
So we got switching up the play right here, switching up our alignment.
A lot of time here, 15 on the play clock, but a flag is thrown on the field.
Calling offsides.
Might be offsides. Encroachment on the defense. A deep breath now for a team that sees 3rd and very short, 3rd and 3.
And that's just fine right there. I mean, we got a gift right there from Fayetteville, so it looks like we're going to stick with the same play. I know that we got different plays out of this formation, so anxious to see what Blank and staff has up for grabs right here.
6:42 on the clock left in our game. At least regulation at this point. Sitemba takes the snap, 3rd and 3. He's going to run it himself. Has to get to the outside. Stiff arms, one man diving towards the line to gain. Is he going to get credit for it? It looks like he did step out. Do they have him short of the line to gain? They might, and they're going to put up 4th down. Do they go for it deep in their own territory?
Looks like they may be going spread punt. That's what Coach Holly's signaling out there. Trips on both sides.
They will look to punt the ball away instead, and the safety of this play, you still have to put confidence in a defense that's helped you out all night long, and they'll do so. Sitemba, they faked it the last time in this situation, but this time it didn't look like they were going to do so. Timeout by Fayetteville. They wanted to make sure, it seems.
and that's understandable. Now you're down to 1 timeout in a critical game like this. Looks like they want to get the personnel in that they need to get in.
Fayetteville now has a chance in this game to take the lead for the first time all night. Once they get possession, if they get possession, we'll see if Broken Arrow takes advantage of this timeout to maybe draw something up to get this first down. It would not be something that is past our minds to imagine.
Well, there's multiple fakes off of this formation. As I talked to the special teams coaches, Nick Gorman and John Bullock, there's multiple plays that they can run off this formation. So anxious to see if looks like they may be kicking it away here though.
Looks like now the true punt unit will be out there. This ball rolling. And rolling positively, at least out to the 35-34 yard line. That's where the Bulldogs start a drive to try to gain the lead for the first time all night. It's going to be a big one.
Well, I like that. I mean, right here, this is a big series, big series right here for not only for both teams, but we'll see what Holly can could draw up here, but anxious to see what Coach Casey over there in Fayetteville has going on right now.
We talked about how head coach Josh Blankenship alluded to his defensive coordinator Clarence Hawley as a steroid shot, in the sense of how he is able to affect the growth and the speed of the growth of this program in the direction he wants it to go. The defense has shown that here tonight. The offense, it hasn't helped them out a lot, but it's a dogfight without a doubt, and we're getting that here today. Christian Battles now has a ton of speed up the middle. He's got now a 12-yard pickup and a first down near midfield. Now they're picking up pace in the run game.
Well, it looks like they found what they needed to find as they're going back to the well on this particular play.
We'll see the battle of the coaching staffs to try to adjust to Christian Battles, who is carrying the load here in the second half for sure. He'll take the handoff again. He'll shuffle out to the right side. A big hole again for him. He'll add to his first run, 15 this time.
Well, once again, that's their bell cow right now, so we got a player down, and it's like they got back up. We just got to continue to buckle down right here. Looks like he lost his shoe, but we just got to continue to buckle down right here, Luke. I'm not saying we're getting a little tired right now, but looks like I said, looks like Fayetteville found what they needed to find in attacking this defense.
A 9-0 game at half turned into a 16-0 advantage for the Tigers. That being erased, knotted up at 16 right now and threatening his Battles and company. He's thrown down on first down. A huge tackle there in response. Number 95 in black and gold. Rather 85, that is John Brohl.
Also a kid that got pulled up as a freshman, started D-tackle his freshman year, continued his career right here as a junior.
Second down and 11. It is Taylor to bring it outside. Taylor might have space to the outside. He's gone down the sideline inside the 20-yard line, trying to take advantage of maybe a defense that's tiring here on the outside.
Oh, yes, and that happens. I mean, and I hate to admit that right now. Attrition's going to happen right now. Looks like they're running their jet sweep, catching the corner, and you can't get the pursuit laterally like you need when you have a defense that's tired.
Patience here is going to be necessary for a Bulldogs team that feels like they can get into the end zone as long as they take care of the football. No simple mistakes and turnovers are needed right now. Garrett Odom will move the ball quickly for his first down carry. It's first and goal just like that.
Once again, quarterback run. I mean, they're going on the shoulders of their guy right there. And why not? I mean, he's been successful all game long.
A big test this game was on paper. We're showing now that it is in reality just as well. Taylor breaks one tackle inside the 5. It's second and goal from the 2.
Okay, looks like Fayetteville's, they'll continue to attack the boundary.
Strong side is the boundary here right now. Will they move to the right side? Up the middle, it's Battles, he's in. And Fayetteville's got their first lead of the night with 4 minutes and some change, maybe, left on the clock.
And don't be surprised if they go for 2 right here, because that's part of the chart. Looks like they may be bringing in their field goal unit.
And they will bring on the PAT unit in the form of an extra point. Nathan Cackle to kick. Low snap. Good hold on the laces, and the kick is good. It is now a 23-16 game, and no messing around anymore for this Broken Arrow offense. The response now no longer is we're still in this one. We can take our time. We'll figure it out eventually. It's now we have to figure it out. We're down.
Well, the tide has turned. I mean, Fayetteville obviously went in and made their adjustments by continuing to run the ball into the boundary that affects our defense. But I know Josh has seen some things going right now. I know he's confident in September. He may be a little bit reeled right now, but I can see our guys coming in and scoring right here.
The Broken Arrow offense, we've seen, well, the game of football and much less a lot of other sports. In games like this, it seems like these are the times where the other team eventually figures it out. And Broken Arrow, they're primed to maybe tie this game up.
Well, they're primed to do it, but we'll see. I mean, I think we can. I know we can. I have to open up the offense a little bit more, but once again, I want to know what's going on in Jeremiah's head right now.
Kickoff is going to be from the 40 traditionally here. Haven't seen one of those in a consistent amount tonight. Fayetteville has scored on what I believe is 3 straight drops. We'll send it down to Madison to update us on the offensive line.
Yeah, guys, earlier you talked about how you knew this was going to be a fight and this was going to be a test for our team. Offensive line leader Caden Moody was telling his guys, hey, you need to pick your heads up. This game isn't over. We knew they weren't going to go out easy. Luke?
This offensive line is going to have that kind of motivation from Caden Moody all night long. A flag on the play as this return is out to the 35, a positive one for sure to start the drive, but we'll see if it stands after the laundry is picked up.
Well, now we go into our 4-minute offense. I mean, you can either melt the clock and get positive yardage here to punch it in and send it in overtime, or you go ahead and make a quick score right here and turn this into the ball game that we knew we were going to have tonight. And that's not good right there to start the drive, but once again, adversity, and we talk about it all the time in our program. You got to overcome adversity. You know, it hits you in the face all the time. You got to be able to punch it back and take care of business.
Well, here we go, marching backwards a bit, and regardless, got to have a productive drive, whether it's an extra 20 yards, 30 yards, or not. Ball sits at the 12. Satemba in this offense down by 7 with new adversity on the night. They'll start the drive off with a reception on the right side, moving in the right direction. This group goes. Tayshawn Wade-Jones.
Well, he's got to open it up.
That is.
I mean, you got to open it up. I mean, it's go time right now. I mean, you can't just look at one receiver. You got to look at all of them right now.
Everybody will be an option in desperation in a sense. This might be the last drive you get here tonight to try to tie the football game up, and if you can eat away clock with it, that might benefit you.
Oh, yes, and that's what we call a 4-minute offense.
Here's a handoff to Roberson, bounces outside. Roberson might have some space on the edge. Can he get to the sticks? He'll look to do so, but he's met just a couple yards shy.
I mean, nice run by Agent Zero, Octavian Roberson right there, but I'd like to see that wide receiver up at the top stay on his block a little bit more to try to spring him free.
It's 3rd down and short. Third down and just 1 yard to go. 3:19 left in the game. 3:19, that is on the official score clock. Motion here from the top side, handoff, bouncing off of a tackle, and it's going to be 4th down. In a spot like this, you feel as if you've got to go for it. We'll see if timeouts are enough of an issue where Broken Arrow feels like they've got to go for it.
Well, and you got the penetration to stifle a Cowboy in the backfield, which stopped his momentum and was able to rally to the football right there as we got a player down for an injury timeout.
Looks like we do, and you go with anything you can think you can get here. We have not seen a ton of jet sweep options. Maybe that's something that they recognize isn't an option on the outside with maybe some of Fayetteville's speed.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can go with. At least it's 4th and short. That opens up the playbook for sure.
Exactly, and it looks like that's Caden Moody walking off the field there. I'm sure he's going to be fine. But it does open up the playbook, and trusting in this offensive staff, I'm sure they got something dialed up to get back into a 1st down, 1st and 10.
Moments like this, of course, for the seniors, the juniors, and what is a heavily sophomore class as well that is involved in a lot of this. It's moments like this that you love. But, boy, the results of it mean a lot here tonight against Fayetteville at home.
And we always talk about growth in this program. I mean, this is one of those games. Even though it's a non-district game, it's another one of those games where we got to grow up, guys. We're young, but we still got to grow up.
The backfield, an entire backfield of younger players, junior and sophomore. Caden Lawless, the running back in the backfield. Taking the snap, it is a short jump, a step there from Caden Lawless, the sophomore. Will move them back 5 yards, 4th down and 7 now, and we'll probably see the passing game come into this 4th down at this point.
Well, and I get the trust in Caden Lawless right there. I really do. Cowboy's a proven guy right there, but sometimes, like I said earlier, Luke, got to hold your water. I mean, you know what's on the line, you know the situation. You've been preparing for this situation, got to hold your water.
4th and 7 now. $15 now, 14 on the play clock. Satemba takes the snap. Rotates out wide, has to get away from pressure, does so, can't get rid of the football. It is out, and it is down on the ground. They say incomplete. Regardless, a turnover, and Fayetteville's got the ball back up 7 with 2:31 left.
I mean, rolling out a little half roll out, half sprint out right there. I mean, the pressure just got to him, got off his spot, couldn't see his receivers. Obviously, they got the ball out, incomplete pass. You got turnover on downs, 1st down going the other way, Fayetteville.
Fayetteville now just has to protect the football with just 1 timeout left in the game for Broken Arrow. It looks like it's just a clock management game for Fayetteville at this point, unless disaster strikes.
Well, and in this situation right here for Fayetteville, if you get 3 points on the board, you open it up, and that gets you closer to a victory and rolling back to Fayetteville, Arkansas with 1.
It's either the end zone or the clock that will help Fayetteville, if not the goalposts here. Christian Battles will walk on into the end zone, a touchdown, and maybe realistically in this game, if you're going to come back, that might be the only way.
Well, that's disappointing right there. Fayetteville just continue to work. Fayetteville's just they've worked hard. They kept pounding. And obviously we got right now.
29-16 at this point. This is a 2-possession game. Quickly rushing on the 11th man in the rotation are the Bulldogs. 2:27 to go. Snap for the extra point. It is up, and it looks to be good. No problem. 30-16 the game now. Broken Arrow, not only do they need to score quick, but they will need to recover an onside kick and try for the tying drive. That's all well ahead in the future. We'll focus on moment by moment. There is a flag, however. Illegal formation. So we will replay the kick here, and we'll stay with it.
There might have probably not been enough men on the line of scrimmage, but I'm sure they would have made that call. It looks like the same exact formation that I seen. We're about to see right here.
Play clock has yet to roll. Of course, they went right back to kicking where they originally were, recognizing that, yes, there is a consequence to the penalty. They'll march on back to the 7-yard line. Maybe the 8. So we'll try for this kick once again. Fayetteville has turned the second half into a beautiful half for themselves. Kick is good, no problem. We'll send it to break, and we'll get you to the remainder of our game when we come back. You're watching Tiger football here on ArrowVision.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
It's an important score. Everyone is anxious to know. That's why our TTCU app can help you improve your credit score. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Welcome back to the second edition of Tiger Football here on the 2024 campaign on ArrowVision. Glad to have you joining us here tonight. What was a fun first half sent us into a second half with some serious momentum for Broken Arrow, but it was all Fayetteville after that. They've got what is a 30-16 lead now. They did have a dead ball personal foul after that extra point, so they're going to be kicking from deeper into their own territory.
Well, I mean, it was just the second half of just ground and pound with number 15, the running back number 15, and their power game quarterback just ground and pound, and they just wore us down, and they put up their points in the second half.
16-0 that lead was for Broken Arrow. 30 unanswered points from Fayetteville since then. Slow kick, it's going to be scooped up and ran by Roberson out wide right side. He'll lose
Ball's
the
loose.
football. Ball is loose, but Broken Arrow does pick up the recovery, thankfully so. Wanting to at least have one more shot at the end zone here tonight.
And this is one of those deals right here that we need to go down and score. And the reason we need to go down and score because you want to see something positive on film tomorrow and Sunday to the players. Let them know that, hey, you didn't give up, you kept your head up, even though the score is out of whack right now. You still need to go down and score and keep the confidence in this program.
Just getting inside the 20, I would say, would be a big improvement
Yes.
over the last handful of drives here for this team, as we'll see what they can put together in one final try tonight. Down by 14 points. Throw here wide right side. Caught by Jones Wade.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's something I like to see. A little bit of physicality right there, but Tayshawn's got to keep his composure.
Satemba will drop back. He'll go on a short route to what looked to be Castillo, and a hit delivered there will be a penalty.
Yeah.
Might be an unsportsmanlike hit there at the end of the play. 30-16 our score right now. Fayetteville, their defense feeling it a bit here, but a penalty might be assessed.
Might be personal foul. Maybe I'm on number 3. Is that his second personal foul?
That might be. We're trying to get an update on it.
Looks like we got another flag on the ground.
Another one thrown as late as now. Might be words exchanged more than anything.
And this is what I talked about in pregame, Luke, and I know I said it off air. There was a lot of chitter chatter between these two teams, and like I said, we're young. But we have to learn to keep our composure, regardless if we're ahead, regardless if we're down. I mean, it's just the way you play football. I mean, you got to play football clean. You got to play football classy.
As we mentioned going into this drive, the focus should be to put together a productive offensive drive, get into the end zone, get some confidence back for your offense. The semantics, everything around it, that's one thing. It's frustrating to be down at this point, but there's work to be done to try to improve on the night.
Oh, yes, and you got to look at that.
Throw over the middle, caught there by Tayshawn Jones-Wade. There's the connection this team needed from him.
And we got to keep going with it. We got to keep going as we're here with tempo right here. Might have a cramp.
That may be a cramp for Tayshawn Jones-Wade. He was able to get up, but cramped very quickly, it seemed, right after that. 1 minute and 56 seconds to go. Just under 2 minutes here left in our night. So most likely not picking up the victory here tonight are the Tigers, but a lot of the improvement from last year's team to this year's team we saw in week 1. Well, we saw a 9-0 and then a 16-0 lead against the state champions at the 7A level in the state of Arkansas. This team's going to be hard to deal with in this Tulsa metro area for a lot of other schools.
Well, yeah, and we are. I mean, and the thing about it is, like last week, you know, we learned how to come back from adversity. Now we have to learn how to continue to put the foot on the throat. We can't be that ball club that comes out fast, gets a 16-0 lead, and just fall apart in the second half. We need to figure things out and come back next week ready to go.
clock will roll, and Sitemba will drop back on first down. His throw off the hands of Boudreaux.
And that's a pass that should have been caught right there. A little bit to the outside, but, I mean, it still hit his hands, and Zane has real good hands. Just couldn't reel that pass in.
Sitemba. Motions over to his sideline here with 20 on the play clock. Dropping back. Jeremiah might have his man back of the end zone, incomplete.
And you know, and that's okay. A little bit high, but sometimes you got to bring that one down. Great protection. I know Fayetteville's going to be pinning their ears back on the front line, but great throw, just a little bit high.
Coming off is Roberson. Into the game is Lawless at running back.
A third down play right here.
Dropping back is Sitemba, throws towards the sideline and is caught by, looks to be Caden Johnson. Fourth down and just a couple of yards. Handoff to Lawless, has to dive forward. He gets the credit for the first down and will move the chains. This team wanting to work quickly here. If they can get into the end zone, there is a sliver of an opportunity to get the ball back upon the kickoff. So they want to get into the end zone as quickly as possible. Sitemba's going to make sure that the play is right. Ball is snapped, looking. Sitemba doesn't have an option anymore, at least. Lawless, a soft toss. He stepped out of bounds before touching the football anyway, so it would have been no credit, but incomplete.
It looked like this Sitemba missed a slant route by Keaton on the bottom right there. If he would have seen that, I think he would have put that on the money and we'd have had 6 on the board. But great improvising right there. Just couldn't punch it in with the little toss pass to Cowboy over there.
Quite the adversity turned into what is a scoreline that did not paint necessarily the picture of what we saw here tonight.
Yes.
But dominance from Fayetteville in this second half has earned them the spot that they have right now. Sitemba rolling out here on second down. He'll run towards the goal line. Sitemba is hit hard.
Yes.
And it looks like it might be helmet-to-helmet contact here on Sitemba. And was that hit delivered by Brody Jones?
He's got to come out for a play, I think. Yeah, he has to come out for a play. His helmet came off.
Play. Or rather from the game, and Sitemba for sure having to come out in the game.
Looks like Fayetteville's just going to go ahead and take number 3 out of the game.
Sitemba lost his helmet, so with 1:04 left, he's still staying in there, but I would think that this is going to be cleaned up at some point. He's going to have to come off the field, no?
Well, I do know there's a rule that the helmet does come off. That player has to come off at least one play, but I don't know what that rule is as far as a penalty. That's something I'll have to study up on next time, Luke. Well, I do apologize that for being
we might have to look at it for sure. It is unique. It doesn't seem to be an issue. Very clearly, the officiating crew knows Sitemba's back out there for this play. We're, of course, not assuming any negligence. So because the targeting penalty was called and the helmet for Sitemba came off, he's going to be able to stay in the game. So there is your answer that we were looking for. And we'll get to stay in the game here and try to finish this drive off. Sitemba won't want to see him taking hits like that very often.
And I don't think there's an ejection. And even if there was an ejection, how does that translate over to Arkansas rules, even though this is a cross-border game? Sugar huddle.
Handoff to Castillo. Is he in for the touchdown? He is. Giovanni Castillo gets in across the goal line, and with 47 seconds left, we'll see if they can get the ball back.
We can make it happen. We can make it happen.
Extra point is almost upon us.
Never say never, Luke. I mean, we're down by 8 right now with the extra point, so hopefully it's going to take it down to 7.
Wobbly kick, is it good? It is. So it's a 7-point gain again. We'll send it down to Madison here for an injury update along the sideline before our kickoff.
That guy, Zeke Wilson, has come out of the medical tent after being looked at by the athletic trainers. He is out of his jersey and walking gingerly on his left leg.
Looks like Wilson going to be done for the night.
That's tough, as Zeke has been one of those kids that he's a program kid, Broken Arrow kid that's been around this program for a long time. He's even as a youth kid. Hopefully it's just one of those deals where he can get back for next week's game at Mustang.
Onside kick almost assuredly coming up here. What the variety of that kick is, we'll see.
Well, and this is something that you start working on in the springtime. Everett Buell is another good onside kick guy. Nick Irvine, obviously. Caleb Usher, those are our 3 kickers right there. So looks like we're going to go with Nick Irvine. So we've been working on stuff like this since the spring. So anxious to see how this is going to turn out.
The beauty of the kicking game, it is a very short moment in the game of football, but it gives you hope in spots like this.
Well, you got hands team by Fayetteville. What that hands team is, a lot of receivers, sure-handed guys on this hands team.
Irvine for the onside kick in a 7-point game. He'll shovel this one up.
You got it, you got it.
Opportunity to pop that ball loose, but it is snagged and covered beautifully by Mathis Brady to get the job done for Fayetteville. Fantastic kick by Irvine. That's exactly what you would ask out of him. It just comes up a bit short.
And a lot of laundry in this last 3 minutes of the game. Curious to see what this call is about.
Well, Broken Arrow's hoping that it saves them a chance to maybe kick again, but I don't think we'll see that. After the play is the call. So a lot of unsportsmanlike calls on Fayetteville after the whistles here tonight in our 4th quarter in particular. But that will wrap this one up, as it's just semantics from here. A couple of kneels and the night will wrap up. But to make it a 1-possession game, to have really inches away from grabbing a football on an onside kick, and who knows what could happen in 47 seconds. It's a big response from Broken Arrow, even though it was just the last few moments.
Well, it's a lesson learned. The way I look at it is you go into Saturday and Sunday as a staff. You look at the film, you make your adjustments for next week, but you also tell the team, you didn't give up. We punched it in. A lot of laundry on the field in the 4th quarter. Keep your composure, guys. But most importantly, it's a non-district game, and it doesn't have a bearing on playoff standings come November. I call timeout, and I think that's what Blake is doing.
Timeout here. Well, it is the high school level, and to take no credit away from the dominant athletes we've seen on the field here tonight. It is the high school level, and crazier things have happened in spots like this. Just have to make sure that you don't focus on getting the clocks to 0 if you're the Bulldogs. Just make sure you execute a soft snap and finish this one.
Well, I mean, anything can happen. Anything can happen on a Friday night. You never know, and that's why you have those timeouts. And it's not one of those deals where you're like, oh, man, the game is out of hand. No, the game is still going down. You still got 44 seconds. Calling the timeout right there. Something can happen. The slip of the ball out of the center's hands, the slip of the ball out of the quarterback's hands. I mean, anything can still happen on there.
So to take the field at the 25-yard line and to wrap up our night, what is a 30-23 ball game. Fayetteville will extend their win streak to 15 games for their program, this being one of the closest tests they've had to deal with in quite some time. And what was a 48-13 win last week against Cabot. Will extend their record to 2-0 after a 30-23 victory tonight. Just need one more, and that will get the game over with.
Yeah, it looks like
they're going to go ahead and finish it off. So that will do it for the time. Final score, it's 30-23 here tonight, setting up the Tigers with a 1-1 record on the campaign as we inch closer, of course, to district play down the stretch. We talked about expectations will rise as the temperatures here in Oklahoma will fall.
Yes.
The season goes along, you get towards that district play. That's when it matters most. And this, nice on paper to at least have made it a one-possession game, but a lot of film now to look at for your own team to get ready for what is a metro area that's going to be a tough battle.
Well, the thing about it is, I mean, you're facing a team that's probably going to be better than a lot of teams that we see on this on our schedule. So I still have positive aspirations for our ball club in the 24 season.
We'll send it down to Madison with head coach Josh Blankenship.
Coach, obviously not the outcome that you wanted, but this was the style of game that you expected. What are your takeaways from tonight?
Learn these lessons now in non-district. We did a lot of foolish things and missed opportunities, and that was kind of the word of the day. Was we've got an opportunity to play state champs from over across the border, and for about 3 quarters we went toe-to-toe with them, and then shot ourselves in the foot too many times. But we got to go to work and learn how to clean this stuff up so we can win these games in district play.
Coach.
Good words right out of the gate, I thought, from Josh, as he mentioned that this is a game that you want to be able to look back at and know that at least we got this one out of the way now before district play. We're not only going to learn those lessons, but we're going to take those lessons into our execution.
Well, it's all about growth. I mean, it's growth mindset, like he said right there. I mean, it's to me, like I said, look, it's one of those deals. You play the state champion over there in Arkansas. They're not shabby. They're a powerhouse. They're a powerhouse sometimes nationally also. So you go toe-to-toe with them, even though it's not the outcome you wanted. But I still say that team is a lot better than some teams on our schedule.
Final score tonight, 30-23. We'll recap what we saw here for just a short moment. Let's remember back to our bottom of the first inning. It was a 2-0 game to end the first quarter, in fact. 2-0. It was a safety. All of a sudden, you saw a team like Fayetteville be out of their element a little bit, making mistakes such as that safety on the a bad snap off the punt attempt. And Broken Arrow just didn't roll with it a bit. I thought they had the opportunity at times to really turn that into a 3, even 4 possession lead. Even if you're just chipping away with field goals, they just didn't do it. They let Fayetteville hang around long enough, and we saw what we saw in the end.
Well, you got to take advantage of the opportunities, like Coach said. When you're given a gift, take advantage of the opportunities. Whether it's a field goal, whether it's a fumble, whether it's an interception, whatever Fayetteville gives you, whatever your opponent gives you, take advantage of the opportunity, and that's a championship mindset right there.
The most points Fayetteville has scored in a quarter all year long came in the fourth quarter. They outscored the Tigers 22-7. That was the ultimate difference, as in fact, you look at the quarters, outscoring Fayetteville 2-0, 7-0, then being outscored 8-7 and 22-7 very clearly after about what was a very short amount of time into the fourth quarter. You saw that there was a little bit of a gas leak, you could say, in the defense, losing some of that gas, and they took advantage of it on the outside with Battles.
Well, they kept pounding. I mean, Battles kept pounding. The quarterback kept pounding. I mean, that's and we're a small front. I mean, nothing against our defense line, but we're a small front. They're big up front. They just kept pounding, and that showed in the fourth quarter.
Well, that will do it here tonight from us. A 30-23 game. We look ahead, of course, to the first opportunity on the road. It's Mustang coming up. Of course, if those of you that are traveling, certainly be safe as you travel out there. We hope to see you there alongside us. But if not, of course, tune into that on ArrowVision next week. All home games on ArrowVision, all away games on ArrowVision as well throughout the Broken Arrow 2024 campaign. For myself, Luke Hamilton, alongside Maurice Wallace, Madison Dildine, of course, our producer, Tony, and Blake, alongside our director, Greg Spencer. We thank you, and on behalf of course, Josh Blankenship and his crew, we bid you good night. This has been an edition of Tiger Football here on ArrowVision. Have a good night.